times.
So, never mind.
But not
I'm gonna tell
seven.
a story about Buzzy.
Yes, 7.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, everybody.
Starting off right.
Fuzzy underpants.
I can't tell if I'm on camera.
Okay, this came through.
Just assume you always are. We're in the future.
I don't know what I look like
Can you
because I
scooch
didn't
in
put
a
the thing
little
on the monitor.
Get friendly.
There we go.
Welcome, everybody. This is Second Star, our Star Trek Adventures game, following the crew of the Barbican. Was I
You were
over
hugging
it?
your microphone, dude.
I thought it was. I'm sorry. I thought it was below it. My bad. Following the crew of the Barbican through what turned out to be a simulated environment for a while.
Oh my god.
I'm so into it. This, by the way, like we were in the Matrix the whole time.
Yeah. Well,
So angry about
following most of the crew through a simulated environment, one crew member in particular was not unaware of the simulation.
What?
it. Wait, what?
Yes.
What?
Think about it for a minute.
It was Mac.
Who's the one person in the room that cannot be anesthetized?
Oh.
That's awesome. So did she really know the whole time?
No.
Oh,
Did
okay.
they? Couldn't they like power her
She
down?
would have
though, and,
if
I don't
she
know
had-
how
Oh,
androids
yeah,
work.
yeah.
What's
They
that?
can
I'm sorry?
power her down.
You could power her down and then power
You
her
could,
back
but
up
it's
to
not like you can run up and just do that
Yeah.
without them knowing.
She
I guess it's like a
trained in
lot
them.
of effort.
She doesn't sleep.
Plus, it was kind
You
of.
sneak up
I
on
think
her
it's
from
cool to have that like control agent. You know, of like in
Yeah.
case anyone freaks out, like
No.
calm down.
So
Yeah.
she was.
in case anyone freaks out.
Well, that's what she was like giving everyone counseling the whole time,
Yeah.
though,
Right,
too, right?
exactly.
Which none of
She's
us
like
took.
getting all that data of everybody.
That's right.
She's
That's like,
evaluating us.
God,
I feel so violated.
I do too. Honestly, the amount of, anyway.
Oh, we gonna
Not that I
chat.
did a lot of like above board thing. Anyway,
yeah, I was gonna say like
I, on the other hand, behaved impeccably.
We'll find out.
I was terrible.
you and me both.
Yeah.
That still kills me.
Oh.
Oh my God.
I don't care what happens. Am I on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're on.
I don't care what happens the rest of the game. Like, that's the thing.
That's enough.
That's what we did.
Oh
For
my
me, it converted to like a Tuscan Raider. Like,
Because it was in Klingon, too.
exactly. So
Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah.
So before we go any farther, I will actually do the introductions. I'm Kadave, and I'm running this crazy madness festival.
And we love it.
Running.
Yeah, I run away sometimes. And to my left,
Oh, that's me. Hi, I'm Jason. I'm playing Lieutenant. Oh no, Commander Calum now. And I was the XO on the Barbican. I don't know if that ship is even real. Am I real? Is anything real?
Yep.
No clue.
Nothing means anything. Except my boyfriend's real, and you said so. So that's
Sure.
He's a nice little clown.
Hi, I'm Jay. I'm playing Rorg, son of Chan, the lieutenant who is the chief engineer, again, presumably of the Barbican.
Who knows?
Who knows at this point what I was chief engineer of or what I did?
well, you're all, unless this is a months and months long kind of a situation, you're all sure that the Barbican is a real ship.
Are we though?
Yeah. You can question a lot of things, but you know for sure that the ship was real.
Okay.
And you were transferred to it.
Okay. Sure.
At some point.
I don't believe a thing you say, but fine.
Sure.
If that's what you're saying now. All right.
Right? Oh, is it? No. I'm Clara, and I am playing Apeta Shazana, an Andorian chief of security. And I actually want to know why none of us have made a Barbicant joke yet.
Oh, we have missed a lot.
We
of
missed
did.
this
We really
opportunity. I've
have.
been sitting here in my car, like driving to these things, like, are you a Barbican or a Barbicant? Why haven't none of us said this?
I've been waiting for the dance number so we can Barbican can.
We could have done it on the holodeck.
Wow.
I want to have
what
what we
it's for.
haven't done is have barbecue on the Barbican, and that's a missed opportunity as
Yeah.
well. Coming soon, barbecue on the Barbican.
It's our beach episode.
Right? Totally. Oh my God, that's what we need too.
See?
Hi, I'm
boy.
Terry. Gamble sometimes, and I am the lieutenant commander / doctor person on the ship. Basically alcoholic. I don't know. Whatever, it's fine. Imitating art, life. Okay, whatever. Same thing. Nishina Loss is my name. And what? What's going on?
He's mad at me because I accidentally bumped my scarf against my microphone twice.
Oh my gosh! Thanks, Sound. We've already bumped everything against these microphones tonight, right? I already feel like the Earl Grey's bumped against my microphone.
Sorry, I ruined your perfect producing record.
No,
Sorry. I didn't even laugh so hard at that, but that's funny. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Adam. I'm playing Captain Maybe Isaac Malata, possibly commanding officer of the USS Barbican, except I don't fucking know.
I love how one sentence at the end of the last game made everybody go like, I don't trust anything.
Oh,
Yeah, I question like
The world is a lie.
I mean,
all
it
of my
was
life choices.
it's a big sentence.
Yeah,
big
it was an
sentence.
important
Yeah.
It was a lot.
That's a lot.
It was a lot.
I get it.
I'm
but
questioning
still,
my
it's still
real life
delightful.
now, honestly.
You red pilled us hard.
Yeah,
I'm not happy about
it's all a
it.
simulation.
Do you want to hear a recap?
Sure.
Fine.
Captain's log. Computer, strike that. First officer's log. Stardate. Computer, fill in the stardate. Absolutely nothing happened. End log. Personal log. Isaac Balada, USS Barbican. I have no idea where to begin. We may or may not have been caught in an anomaly where we rescued 80 crew members from the NX-class USS Atlantis, displaced in time, give or take 200 years. We were almost certainly not stuck in what's been called the Mirror Universe, where we allied with Romulans to fight off an alliance of Klingon, Cardassian, and Bajoran oppressors, which is good because I have no idea how I could explain what happened in sickbay. We may or may not have been tested for recruitment into a program I've only heard rumors of, deep within the Federation's most secretive dealings. Captain Raxian may or may not be back, but I don't remember going to the holodeck. Computer. Erase log. Personal log. Isaac Malata, USS Barbican. Stardate. Unknown. Absolutely nothing happened. End log.
Ooh.
Nice.
I was really proud of that.
It is good.
I like how much sass is in there.
Yeah.
Malata got sass.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Sass and abs. Hit you.
Mm-hmm. Yup.
So, a couple of important things that we should discuss actually happened during the game. You all managed to successfully escape the mirror universe.
That's right, we did.
You managed to successfully not give away Federation intelligence to an enemy that even could have still been an enemy.
We
So
planned on it.
some things worked out well. When you're all standing there, pretty exhausted emotionally and physically, because you've only gotten 4 hours of sleep in like 3 days.
Yeah.
We got pills for that, though.
When Captain Raxian came in and laid things on the line to all of you at once, he dismisses the crew and asks the command staff to meet with him the next morning, 9 a.m. As you exit the big room, it's obvious that you're on some kind of a space station. It doesn't look like a standard starbase design, but it doesn't look like a starbase in that it seems like the corridors are smaller. Everything's a little tighter, like it was built quickly.
So it's definitely not an Narendra station.
No.
Okay.
But you do know you can see out the windows that the Barbican is out there docked
maybe.
Sure.
Check the sides.
You
see
say
what's written on
so.
Like every 5 episodes, I'm like, hey, guess what, guys?
Oh my
It's a simulation, guys.
You wake up in the holodeck.
Like every 20 minutes, Caleb's like, computer in program.
Yeah, right.
Just
every morning, you just wake up and you're like, Arch!
Arch! Peter Arch!
But yeah, you do see the Barbican docked outside, and not inside. It's not like the Star Trek 3 Starbase at Earth, where there's like pull inside kind of docking.
Right.
It's has an exterior. There's a gangway that runs out.
Got
to
it.
it. You're all given quarters. All the senior staff. You all have your own private rooms, and you have basically about 10 hours before you have to meet back up
Okay.
the next morning. You're given free run of the station as far as you know, but I don't know if that includes, like, if one of you decides tonight you're going to, like, start crawling through Jeffrey's tube looking for stuff. I don't know.
Question. When I look outside at the Barbican, the gangway, is it Federation starship or Federation design?
Yeah, I mean, the Starbase seems Federation designed, but it's much more militaristic than like the sweeping, wide carpeted hallways you're used to seeing in most modern Federation installations.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It looks more...
A little more Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, out-of-game terminology. Much more like the production design of Star Trek 6 than Star Trek 5.
Gotcha. Okay.
You know, it's like, you can tell it's very militaristic-y. And
Yeah.
like, the crew members that you see here, they're all wearing black uniforms.
Ooh.
They still have the Federation insignia on, communicators, but they're all in black. And they have rank pips, just like you'd expect. But
But this is some deep stuff. This is wild.
And it's the same uniform that Raxian was wearing when he came in.
All right. Is there a bar?
I was just gonna ask.
I was going to ask. Well, clearly, I was like, did we get any of that blue ale? Did that get to come with us? Or is that all a simulation, too?
I think I'd like to try the blue ale now.
Right? Gosh. We need, like, we definitely need a little lounge.
There is like a small sort of a cantina kind of a thing.
We need it.
Is there alcohol in the canteen?
Yes.
I'm about to drink mouthwash
I think we're
here.
there.
Yeah. I make an immediate beeline to the bar and order shots of their strongest liquor.
And prune juice.
And also prune juice. Klingons like prune juice, what can I say? Don't judge us.
Now I'm imagining like, here's a shot of some kind of like burning whiskey. Here's your prune juice chaser.
Blood wine and prune juice.
I would do it.
I would try it.
Just like
That
Daddy
would
used
be
to do.
It might not actually be that bad if you think about it.
Yeah, I would try it.
I'd try it at least once.
Well, there's more horrifying things out there, but
Sure.
that's just not the combination of
Now I know
flavor
what to bring
profile that I
next
want.
Next
you
week,
guys.
next time,
Right.
it's Jaeger and prune juice.
It didn't have to
Wow.
be disgusting.
Boy, no. There's only one bathroom here, so no.
I have to drive home.
So only the senior staff are in this part of the station. None of the rest of the crew.
Well, the crew were all escorted to quarters on the
Okay.
station.
And we can communicate
as well.
with them. Like, if we get
Yeah.
our communicator, we can call anyone up on the ship.
Whoever you try, you're not contacting anybody on the ship,
But yeah, any of the
your
any
crew
of the crew
members that you're aware of. Yeah.
yeah, I just want to get in touch with Ubrazy and see if he can like come to this cantina or if he's locked
Yeah.
up or what.
No, he's not. Nobody seems to be restrained or led away or
I'm
anything.
definitely at this cantina.
If none of you guys are locked up, the crew's fine.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's real fair. They did not commit as many war crimes.
I
as
mean,
we
I
did.
did
committed very
I
many
did
war
zero war crimes.
Right?
I,
0 war crimes were done.
Because nothing happened.
That's
I
right.
don't even think I'm like, what did I do? I did a lot of
At
things.
one point, I even suggested I would rather stay in the mirror universe than betray my ideals.
That's right. You
Yeah,
did.
you did.
that's right, you did. Good
Good
boy.
for you.
I am the goodest
You
boy.
Starfleeted.
Starfleet Paladin.
Yep.
Basically.
And wait, though, what was your phaser set on?
practical.
Set phasers to
That's not
practical.
an actual setting. Just all right. Just checking. Just checking.
He just has it just has the little like setting buttons on his phaser.
Yeah.
One of them says confirmed and one says dubious.
Right next, I was gonna say it's and then the sticker that Epeta gave you, which is a unicorn or something.
Yeah. That's on the dial, so you can point the horn
Yeah.
at the right thing.
Oh my god, how cute is that?
Aw.
Now I want that on something. That's
me
Yeah.
great.
We come back. There's unicorns on all the recording board. Over
I would
here.
hope
Is
so.
that a dare?
I think it's a good idea.
Oh man.
So yeah, I'm in the cantina, like not away from everyone, but definitely like
At a table with
yeah,
Gracie.
yeah,
That's fine.
some minor canoodling.
I'm just at the bar,
Yep.
slamming
Yep.
them down.
Okay.
I can't
What did we
believe.
live through?
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't believe they did that to us.
All my years. Of all my years. This
Yeah.
is the craziest.
This is crazy.
No.
I'm not there.
That's
Why are
okay.
you not there?
Why are you
Not
not there?
there.
Where are you?
I'm sleeping.
I was gonna say, I assume
Finally.
I'm staring out some wide windows, wandering around, maybe wandering to the bar later.
Yeah.
None of you recognize exactly where you are based on the stars in the sky or anything.
I'm not even
without
looking.
an in-depth kind of analysis with the computer's help.
Yep. Nope. Not even looking. Not even looking at the stars. Not even looking at the other crew members.
Do Starfleet officers have the ability to like pull up their jacket, their record, and like
I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
See
I'd,
their
I'd
record of
like to
service?
ask.
Yeah.
yeah, I want to check am I a commander? Like what is my service record? What have I been doing for the last 2 weeks? Because that would be written down theoretically, right?
You're right. What you're able to access, it shows whatever records seem to have been like on the Barbican,
Mm-hmm.
and it shows that your rank is commander now, and all of that is in there, including a like preliminary sort of report about this time in the simulation.
Oh, simulation, but not. It doesn't say, oh, they went to the mirror universe. It says
No.
they were in a simulation. Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
But anything that would not have already been stored on the Barbican, you're not able to access. It doesn't seem like there's any communications that you're able to access
yeah,
that
that was the
leave
second
the
part
station.
of my question.
Got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And like all of the stuff about the simulation and all of that seems to be like in a box ready to be redacted.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Redacted.
Redactable.
Everything's redacted.
Yeah, like it's in a big bracket.
Yeah.
Can I call my mom?
Do you just try? Like
I'd like to try. I might have to ask first, but I can't remember if my mom is alive.
Do you need like
I
a
think
long
they're
distance
alive,
card or
Yeah, is there like a
1-800
space
collect?
phone?
7-Eleven? You can get the little calling
It's a
cards.
burner phone.
You guys are
It's
missing the
7-Eleven.
important question. Which mom?
God damn it!
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
assume they live together. I'd like to
All
think
four
that
of
all
your
four of
parents?
them live together. It's a big house.
Yeah, it's very likely.
Yeah. It's a big house. There's
more
a
like
lot
a
of
warren.
things there.
Yeah. Right, yeah.
Let's be honest. Yeah, can I call home? Is that a thing I can do?
If you make the attempt without talking to anyone first, you're not able to get out.
All right, I'm gonna Peta after sleeping a little
Like
bit is gonna.
you
spend
try to
some time.
dial 9 or whatever, and it doesn't seem to help.
The trick is you have to dial 9, and then you have to wait a second, and then hit 9 again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, at some
Sorry.
point I'd like to
Your
call
call
my
cannot be
family.
completed
Sure.
as dialed.
Just
But you
call
want to
them.
go get some rest first.
I'd like to get a little rest.
Okay.
But mostly call my parents.
Yeah, I'm just going shot for shot with the doctor, shaking my head.
Yeah. And we're both just
All of my like I trust no one, I believe nothing, fully reinforced,
Yep.
fully back engaged.
oh yeah.
Maybe
Paranoia.
even fuck all this Starfleet bullshit.
Ooh.
Oh.
Nice.
Because also like that's some bullshit.
Does my record say when the simulation started?
Yes.
Okay. At what point did the simulation?
The simulation began after the Barbican left Narendra Station, but before your encounter with the. Like, basically, the simulation began at the point when Raxian departed the ship.
Yeah. Okay.
God.
Got it.
Oh yeah. Before I just like throw myself on the bed and pass out, I do ask the computer, what is the current crew population of the Barbican, to find out if those 80 extra people are there or not.
The 80 extra people from the
From the Atlantis.
past, from the Atlantis?
Yeah.
No, they are not.
Then I fall face flat on the bed and pass out.
You don't even change into the super comfy next-gen jammies?
Nope.
It was
Oh,
an
man.
opportunity to
Those
take your
look
shirt
so
off.
good.
Yes, I take my
Right?
shirt off. True. Take the shirt off.
It's just it's like the
Yeah.
over-the-head uniform pole
Yeah.
in the corner. God damn it, Adam.
Sorry.
How?
I don't know why that's so satisfying. Probably because we were talking about it earlier.
Yeah.
Smoking gun, man.
Yeah.
I got really excited.
Yeah,
You did, and pulled that microphone right off.
All those abs.
Ooh,
All those
All
abs.
the abs. too
working
many
so
abs.
hard.
lot of-
Abs on abs.
A lot of shirtlessness.
Sass and abs.
Things just kind of fall. Sorry.
I'm sorry, how do they go?
Happy
That's a little
jacks.
ASMR.
Are there days?
No.
No.
All right. So if you two are planning to just stay there and drink for a long period, we'll need a roll to see how well you do.
Yeah.
This is
How
great.
good you are at drinking?
Yeah.
Basically,
drinking.
it's sort of
What
like
is
how
this?
well you can keep yourself together. Let's do fitness and command.
Fitness and command.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm planning to be there for a good couple hours.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. I mean, and this is also directly affects your morning. How well things go when you get up and going.
That would be 2 successes.
I got 1 success, 1 fail.
Okay. So
Oh, that's a 4, not a. Yeah. I thought it was a delta.
it's probably the Klingon Vulcan hybridness
And the rage.
that makes you like
Yeah, discount the rage.
yeah. But that they're particularly hardy species to start with, and you just when you get set a mind to it, you can tie it on with the best
Oh
of
yeah.
them. Dr. Olas,
Maybe it's the drugs.
you do a pretty good job that night,
Yeah, not good the next day, though.
but the next morning it's
Dr. Loss is hungover in the morning?
I got
weird.
something for that. but yeah,
it's
it's
going to
not
be a real
uncommon.
slow morning. Yeah.
Not uncommon. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. But before I pass out, when I'm on my way back to my bunk, I stop off at Mulato's room, pound on the goddamn door.
Oh, God.
It takes a little while,
Yeah.
but he answers shirtless.
Of course, you got your shirt off. Before I go, Mulata, you're my skipper. You're my skipper. No matter what else they tell us, you're my skipper. All right?
Thanks, York.
All right.
Get some
I'll
rest.
wander off and pass out.
My heart.
That was so touching, damn touching, you guys. I might have a little tear over after that. That was really sweet.
That's
You
awesome.
go way back.
I know. Your kids.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's cute.
I just love the idea of Rourke like walking away down the hallway, just going like weird growling, mumbling.
In a weird
Yeah.
patois of like 4 different languages.
To be fair, I sort of feel like you've done this before,
Yeah.
but it's not like you're my skipper. It's something else.
All right. So does anybody else have anything else they want to achieve tonight before?
Can I? Did I get to call out? Like,
No.
damn it.
I mean, if you want to
I'd
try
like
and
to
contact
ask.
somebody on the station and see about doing that,
I kind of want to ask.
complete your request in the future, but for now, you'll have to wait. If you'd like to record a message, we can hold it until such time as we get confirmation that we can begin transmitting again, but for now, we can't send out any messages.
Fine. I feel like Apetta would have tried to record something and then just, like, couldn't figure out what to say. So it was like, cool. I'll see you for Andorian Christmas.
Sure.
And Dorian Hanukkah, sorry.
Have a blue Christmas without you.
Every Christmas on Andoria is a white Christmas.
Yeah, it's just white Christmas and blue Christmas,
Yeah.
just over and over.
We actually find that song incredibly offensive.
Oh boy.
Why's it got to be a blue Christmas?
Wow.
So anyway,
So, the next morning, the computer alerts everybody that it's 8 o'clock.
fuck you.
And you and you have a meeting at 9 o'clock. In the
Oh, then I have 45
and it provides you
minutes.
like a schematic with a little dotted line, like here's where you need to walk.
Great.
Expect to take 6 minutes for an average walking speed. Like
It's ways, though. So
Who knows?
make a left into this oncoming flood of traffic.
So I check the. I wake up early and check
Okay.
the records, and obviously I know that Calum says he's commander. Mine says captain.
it does.
Says commanding officer of the Barbican.
It does.
Wow. Okay. Right.
And that's not even in the redacting parentheses. That's the
Yeah.
header at the
Interesting.
top.
Okay. All right. And then, and then I check all the other things that we learned from Calum's inquiry before I go. But yeah,
I think I sent like a summary report of the, because I think like when Calum and Ubrezi were in the cantina, like they were drinking and like hanging out, but he was also like kind of side like trying to collate some data, like how do I fucking think about this before being dragged back to the cabin. So everyone got like a little like mini report of like this is apparently what happened
All right.
because I like paperwork.
yeah. I replicate a clean uniform and put my captain pips on.
I don't read your report.
Yeah.
Nope.
Letting you know that right
Nope,
now.
didn't read
I
it.
was like, meh.
I did it for me.
Clearly.
Probably all your inboxes are just like a whole bunch of unreads from
Yeah.
Commander
Oh,
Caleb.
yeah.
Yeah.
I imagine I
Yeah.
have like
No, I just delete them
nothing
right
read.
off.
I imagine like I'm that person.
You've read like
just,
800 unread
Yes.
Oh god, that makes me so uncomfortable.
Oh, no, me
when you
too.
do that,
Me
like-
too. But I feel like as this character, that
Oh,
would
yeah.
be like that's all it
That's
is.
such a brave character choice.
Most
Thanks.
of his emails start with "per my last email."
Have you seen that meme? There's like something online talking about like all the like actual speak for those. And just being, did you read the damn thing? Like actually read. That means read the damn messages
Yep.
ahead, please. Instead of replying all and asking
Oh
questions.
God.
Yeah, please don't reply all.
Never reply all.
Right? See, Happy Jacks, gaming advice and business advice.
Yep.
Yes.
Learn how to work your damn email.
Yeah.
Step one to being even vaguely regarded as professional. All right. Anybody else have anything this morning they want to accomplish before the meeting?
No, I'm
Except
just happy
be
to get
late.
there.
You're going to be late?
I'm gonna be late.
Okay.
I'm gonna be there 2 minutes late.
I have nothing better to do, so I guess I'll leave when Waze tells me to leave. Actually, no. I'm getting whatever the equivalent of Starbucks is first, though.
Well, you
Rather
have a
than Waze,
replicator.
is it called Wazer?
I replicate the venti Starbucks cup.
Sure.
Walk in hella basic.
With the replicator, every season is pumpkin spice season.
Yes, it is.
Oh my god,
Right?
I want
That's
it.
And McRibs.
Oh.
And like,
Whenever you want.
McRibs and Shamrock Shakes all
Yeah.
day
Oh,
long.
yeah.
Shamrock shake all day.
Okay.
This episode brought to you by,
see, the future is
Hungry
bright
people.
indeed.
and it's definitely a pumpkin spice latte.
I show up early.
so.
I assume not as early as Commander Calum.
Yeah, I was gonna go like 30 minutes early. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
How are you
So-
this not jaded right now?
What seat do you take around the conference table?
Is it round?
No, it's like the next generation style conference
Oh,
table. So
yeah.
it's like sort of an arc.
So
and,
to the right of the one of the end seats.
okay.
So that would be I'm to the right of that.
Okay.
There's a head at the table, right?
Yes.
I sit there.
There's two.
All right.
It's a double header.
Yeah. I sit in the captain's spot.
Yeah.
We're gonna see what he does.
Yeah, that's where I was trying to sit next to. Was
Sure.
That.
Yeah, you come in and you sit at the end of the table, right?
I'm gonna need a right-hand man.
Oh my god.
Good morning, Commander.
Good morning, Captain.
Did you get some sleep?
Enough.
Congratulations on your promotion being real.
Likewise.
Thank you. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to deal with this meeting.
I feel equally out to sea. I'm confused and hurt and angry, but I'll follow your lead.
We are no longer in the mirror universe,
It's a relief.
and by that I mean you can continue your relationship for now.
We carried on, in fact.
I'm glad to hear it.
Did Apetta want to be on time or a little early or?
A little early, but not early enough to have it I'm not gonna be 30 minutes early.
Like, if he's 30 minutes early and he's 20 minutes early,
Like 5.
you're okay. So
Like-
just before you get there, the door opens. You guys are sitting there. Captain Raxian walks in, along with 2 other officers that you don't know. One of them is wearing a standard Starfleet captain's uniform, and you can see. I forgot to mention, out the window, you can see that there's a different starship out there.
Oh, okay.
In addition to the Barbican's not gone, it's just
Yeah.
now there's a second ship docked.
Okay. All right. That wasn't there last night?
That was not there last night.
Okay. All right.
And
Can we see
then
what it's called?
Or the class?
yes, it's a
Right.
New Orleans class frigate,
Oh.
and you can't quite make out because it's sort of docked in a way that you can't see the name on it. But and then the other officer is she's wearing the all black uniform, but she has a 5th pip on, which is not something you're familiar with. Because at this era of Starfleet, they don't really use the Commodore rank anymore. But it's not the usual flag officer
Yeah.
style, but it's just a 5th pip.
Yeah.
And they file in and they sit on the other side. The 3 of them just come in and sit.
What do admirals get?
Admirals get a special fancy box.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
it's a different.
And they start
Okay.
with like 2 pips,
Okay.
and then 3, and then 4.
Right. So this
Yeah.
person is not an admiral.
No.
Got
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
Good morning, Captain.
Good morning, gentlemen. I'm glad to see you're early. Hopefully the rest of the staff will be here soon.
Eventually.
And you see the woman, and she's got like several tablets with her, pads that she's looking at, and you can see she's actively doing work. And the other captain that's sitting there at the table just looks at you both and gives you like the good morning nod, but nothing beyond that. But
Captain Raxian, do you care to introduce us to our hosts?
we'll do a full introduction once everyone's here. And you can see that Captain Raxian looks not nervous, but it's clear that he is the junior captain of the three.
Ah, okay.
Well, obviously he's not a Commodore, but
Yeah.
the other captain, he seems to defer to him, who just sits there and kind of gives you all a stern look. And then, Apetta, I suppose you're the next person to arrive. You come in and you see this trio, 2 in black uniforms and 1 in a standard command red.
The chill in the room makes you feel like home.
I was gonna say you can cut it with a knife.
I see home.
Yeah.
Could cut it with an usha.
There's also
Yeah.
it doesn't seem like they provided any like of the usual like pitchers of water or anything like that on the table.
Nice.
PAs here suck.
Classy. Classy.
Is there a replicator?
There is at the side of the room.
I go and order an Aldebaran whiskey. Neat.
Okay.
Definitely like 9
9 a.m.
Technically,
Nice.
it's like 8:55
And
if
I
I've just walked in.
I set it down on the other side of my chair from Caleb's.
So like next to Captain Rex.
No, like on the other side of Caleb from me.
On your
actually.
left hand.
Sure, yeah. As close as can get to me, but not in front of them.
Are you trying to bait Dr. Alas to sit next to you with whiskey?
Yes. I'm making it clear where
think-
she's supposed to sit.
I think Apetta like looked at the table and was like, I don't know where to sit. And just sort of took the least occupied looking seat, which is like on the other end from everyone.
Well, Caleb would have like gestured you down to sit next to him.
Okay, because
Yeah.
this is a thing I do in real life. Like,
Ensign, you deserve to sit with us.
yeah.
You can sit with us today. On Wednesdays we wear pink.
I
So
think I'm stuck in gold for the rest of my tenure here,
Yeah,
which
you are.
might not be that long.
Sorry.
so let me get this clear. If this is the conference table,
Yes.
you're sitting in this seat.
Yes.
Should we all just
At the
switch
head.
seats? That wouldn't be difficult
Without
at all.
unplugging or...
Yeah.
I'm sitting at the head of the table.
I'm sitting where Adam is.
Correct.
So Caleb is to my right.
Bait whiskey is here.
Yes. Bait whiskey is
Okay.
on my left hand.
Okay.
Got it.
Peta
And they're
is
sitting-
where Terry is.
And they'll be at the other end of the table. The
Yeah.
3 seats
Yep.
down.
Whenever they
This is
did
going to make
it.
great radio, you guys.
I just wanted to get everybody on the same page
Got
it.
seating
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah.
It's great.
Because in my head I had a different picture and I wanted to get
No, that was Matt
up to
Outflock.
date.
I drew
Oh,
a
yeah.
different picture. So
I got it.
know.
I got it.
Right.
Works even for radio.
I've given a loss like a
The
lot.
table is a clock. I'm at 12. I have set whiskey for Dr. Alas at 1. Caleb is at 11. Apetta is at 10. We have a seat for Rorg at 2.
Yeah.
Got it.
And then they're at 5, 6, and 7.
Sure.
that work?
That's perfectly fine.
Hey.
I just wanted to make sure we all got on the same page.
Yeah.
Very good. So it gets to be 9 o'clock, and you can see the unknown captain. He kind of clears his throat a little bit, and then he looks over at the computer display with the time in the corner, and he kind of looks back at the other two, sort of breathes in a little bit. And you can see that he's looking directly across at the glass of whiskey. And he's just kind of like,
That's how we do it.
That's how we do it.
and then at like 2 minutes past 9,
Yep.
that's
Oh, hey.
No, she comes in.
okay.
Oh, that must be my seat. Thanks.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning.
And you just dive into it. Okay. Cool.
And I come in like a minute later
Hair of the dog. Hair of the dog.
and sit with my arms crossed, not looking at any of them.
You're trying to outdower everyone.
Yep.
Very good.
Done.
It's palpable.
Yep.
It's a dower off. It's a dower off, bro.
I would watch that in a heartbeat. Oh my god. That feels like some History Channel shit.
Yeah.
The Dower Off of 1875.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
It's just a half hour of television.
Right, yeah.
Just two guys sitting there going, Like no movement, not shaking it, just totally still.
Not quite scowling, because that would be a scowl off.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
There's the occasional
different
grunt,
thing.
though.
I imagine it's like, anyway, some like Downton Abbey like spinoff or something. That's what I feel like. In my mind, it was like some Dowager Countess. It's like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
I would watch
another-
a half hour of Maggie Smith just looking
right?
angry.
Just like Dower.
Oh yeah.
The Dowager.
Dower.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
That's like the there's that like 17-minute video of Alan Rickman making tea.
Yes.
So
yes,
good.
it's so good.
It's just literally him just very slowly and deliberately making nothing else in the room,
That is
nobody
it.
else there.
That
is
Just
it.
makes tea.
Put down your phone. We do not have 17 minutes for you to watch Alan Rickman make tea.
I do.
But yeah, it's worth looking up. Out there, if you haven't seen it, it's a masterclass in how to act by yourself.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like really, really beautiful.
Oh my.
Enthralling as hell.
So, after everyone gets in the room, Raxian, he kind of stands up and he says, well, good morning. I'd like to get this briefing underway. As I gave you at least a little bit of an outline yesterday, that we are representatives of Section 31, which is a specialized arm of Starfleet. We work in counter-espionage and in less public-facing missions than the majority of Starfleet. Unfortunately, with the severe depletion of the fleet, thanks to the Borg attack, we are faced with the reality of having to rebuild our infrastructure at the same time the fleet rebuilds. The Barbican and I were selected to join, and as part of that, we had to perform an evaluation of how well all of you could perform in extraordinary circumstances, including situations that could have led you to make choices that might have hurt the Federation, which I'm proud to say you did not do. You all acted in a way that kept our interests first, and also tried to preserve the crew to the best of your ability and to keep your mission going. And that's part of our charter, is we take extraordinary measures to ensure the safety of the Federation and our place in the galaxy. Especially now that we live in a galaxy where we know there's things out there in the dark that are far worse than the neighbors that we've grown to dislike. Part of this evaluation is a multi-part committee that reviews the results of the simulation on an individual basis. This is Captain Black of the Siren Song. He was the closest available.
I'm so sorry.
Dear listeners.
I'm the worst. Dear listeners. I'm so sorry.
It's all right.
There was
I'm
some
staring
epic
here.
side-eye.
I'm staring at him and be like, why's he gotta be black?
Yep.
Just with my eyes. I mean, they
course.
are already
Shady
wearing
guy.
all black
You guys
outfits.
gotta be black.
They're like the
he's
ones
the one guy that's not
not wearing a black.
But
of
he's
course.
shady.
As hell. You
Shady
can already
as
tell.
hell.
It's cool. As you were, Kadave. As you were.
Carry on.
Carry on.
Terry uses her powers for evil.
But he was the closest available member of our evaluation committee to review all of your performances during the simulation. He spent some time after his arrival late last night reviewing the first-hand account of Ensign Trist from on board. Yes?
Nothing.
Oh.
It's fine. Involuntary sound.
But and then in a moment he will go through the evaluation with all of you.
And where is Ensign Trist now?
Ensign Trist is overseeing updating the personnel roster for all of the personnel files at this time. And to Captain Black's right is Commodore Ethos. She is the regional commander of Section 31. And she kind of looks up from her pads. She strikes you as one of those people that is constantly in need of doing work.
She's our Caleb.
A little bit, but like you can tell that like her first thing is that she's the overall administrator of this whole outfit, and she will brief you on your continuing mission beyond today once you have finished with your evaluations. But again, I would like to say that I'm proud of your performance in a stressful situation, and I'm glad that all of you, if you choose to accept further commission with Section 31, that all of you will continue and help our mission here in the Shackleton Expanse.
Captain.
Yes, Captain.
Sorry, out of character. Sorry.
It's official with Starfleet. I am the commanding officer of the Barbican, and I hold the rank of captain now with all the privileges and responsibilities thereof.
Yes.
Then I'd like my crew to return to our ship right now, and we will let you know.
Caleb sits up a little bit straighter, but it's like, fuck yeah. Just
all-
without,
yeah.
For
you know,
sure. I'm like,
Yep.
okay.
all right.
Yep.
I'm thinking I need another drink, but I'm like excited.
I'm already standing up.
About to
Already
slow
out.
clap.
I'm already out. the door.
I've tugged my shirt down, but I haven't stood up yet.
Have a seat, Lieutenant.
Okay.
We're not going just yet. I have a few requirements. I want every relevant file on the Shackleton Expanse and Section 31's operations here. I want a list of every commanding officer that's on this station. I want full access to every record that Section 31 has that I might want to look up.
And we all want raises.
You don't want to pay taxes.
And I want a chopper on the roof.
I want an RV.
I would have liked to have seen Montana.
Thank you for that.
Sorry, Cap, continue.
If you want us in this organization, I need you to trust us enough to know that we have everything that could bring you down on board my ship and the freedom to leave with it.
And Raxian is looking at you, and you can tell that he feels like he's not able to help. And he kind of turns a little bit in his chair and looks down the line of other officers. And the other captain, he looks... He looks...
Dour.
No, he looks... he actually looks a little bit impressed.
Ah, nice.
But the Commodore, she does the, like... She had been continuing to work as she sort of listened out of one ear, and she does the, like...
Oh. That's the reaction.
Yeah.
Put down the pads.
Yeah.
Time to talk.
Look at me.
Didn't come to play. Didn't come to play.
Right.
Didn't come to play.
This
If
is-
you look at Adam's character sheet, it actually just says abs, sass, balls,
in that order.
in that order.
This is no mere hedge captain.
I would like to say, for the record, I have talent against being intimidated, so I am playing that up.
So the Commodore, after she sets down her pad and she just makes direct eye contact with you for the first time, beyond just the glance when you know she was introduced, she looks like she's about to start saying something when Captain Black, sitting next to her, he kind of turns in his chair towards her and he says, "This is what I'm talking about in my evaluation, Commodore. They don't get to set the terms of their service to the Federation. This is ridiculous and insulting to Starfleet and Section 31. And the Commodore looks back at him, and she nods, and she goes, "Captain, I'm afraid that we can't provide access to all of the files you're talking about for security purposes. The whole point of this organization is to work quietly to support the Federation and ensure the safety of Federation citizens."
So you want to trust us to do the dirty work of Black Ops without any kind of information about what those actual goals are?
And at that moment,
The goals of Section 31 are always the safety and ensured survival of the Federation.
And I'm supposed to just trust you.
That is how a military works.
That's how Starfleet works. And we are not a military, we are a peacekeeping organization. Section 31 is something we've only heard about in rumors. And unless I have all the information at my disposal, I have no interest in following that commission. The rest of my crew is free to choose as they wish.
I'm with the captain.
I'm with the skip.
I've been here the whole time.
You've been updating people's personnel files
Yes.
after you had a meeting with a captain last night that arrived on the station that you all are on.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
If I may suggest at least part of the captain's request is that we have the ability to return to our ship and talk to our crew face to face. Perhaps we could reconvene after that.
Indeed. Everyone on the Barbican will get a chance to determine if they would like to continue in this assignment or if they would like to seek reassignment elsewhere. This isn't a draft. You're not going to be forced into service. But before we get to that stage of this assignment, we should finish this meeting with the crew evaluations. And the
Can't wait to hear what you guys have to
evaluations.
say.
The choice of whether or not you want to continue on the Barbican and in this assignment will be yours. However, the Barbican will continue in its mission here in the Expanse at the direction of Section 31.
So that was always the plan.
The plan for the ship and the fact that when you were all transferred there, you were likely candidates to pass the evaluation and to continue to help the Federation in this unexplored region.
You handpicked this crew. I watched you do it. I watched you handpick every single member of this crew. And I didn't see the pattern until it was last night.
I hope you understand, Captain, that the whole point of assembling this crew is because I knew that everyone here could do the job. And I wouldn't have chosen any of you if I didn't think you would be an important asset to Starfleet here.
Just kind of sit back. Would any of my crew like to say anything?
Just waiting to hear this evaluation.
I've been told I lack subtlety. I can't imagine this. I'm good at espionage. Just throwing that out there.
I've seen your file, Ensign. I've seen you in action. You are fully qualified and capable of doing this job. I wouldn't have allowed Captain Raxian to put you in that position if I didn't know the same thing.
There was a reason for everyone to be selected, and it seems only right to see where that might lead. Isn't that part of what the goal is to explore, see new things, try new things, learn new things?
Meet new people, kill them.
With or without information, Ensign? Should we go in blindfolded, trusting that we're being led in the right direction?
It seems that information has been given now, but information could not have been given beforehand, otherwise the test would have been null.
A flawlessly logical point.
I can see the reasoning behind everything up until now. However, if your mind is to induct us into special operations, that would imply you will also imbue us with heightened security clearances and the ability to look up things
Oh,
that
absolutely.
we want to investigate.
You will be given access to much more direct information than you had before. However, you will not be allowed to roam the galaxy with a copy of every file that we've ever created for covert operations purposes. That's just a tremendous security risk. If your ship were to be captured, or if a passing alien probe that sounds like whales downloads all of the data, any possible thing could happen.
I am no stranger to the need for independently operating cells and the siloing of data. And I think, and at this point I'm really talking to the captain, and I have no actual opposition to this kind of work, and in fact have some experience. But the crew of the Barbican is the most stalwart, brave, hardworking group of people I've ever been associated with. And ideally, we could also have a montage of Dr. Loss getting ready this morning. Just wrecked. Is that okay, Dr. Loss? Can we have that
It's mostly
montage?
just me like
Yeah.
wiping like the drool off my face and like rolling over and putting on another outfit, and that's really how I got ready. About 3 minutes before this meeting, then I walked in, saw my drink sitting on the table, was like, "Yup," took a sip. Now I'm awake. Hair of the dog. Good morning.
So, given the context, I also can see why our crew was selected. But ultimately, we will need to have that group conversation together. Not the crew each individually being given the option to join, but the crew of the Barbican together on the Barbican having that conversation away from Section 31 leadership.
Mm-hmm. And what if we say no? What if that, like, we know about Section 31 now. It's obviously real. You're going to have us just, you're going to be okay with us just going off into the universe again?
Well,
Yeah. And also, can't you just tell us what the mission is? I mean, we wouldn't be sitting here if we didn't pass the evaluation. Imagine we all would have gotten phasers to the back of our skulls and dumped out in space or something.
no. And
So-
like
Grimmer
you can
than
see
I'm
that
expecting.
you can see that the Commodore like looks upset that you even make a point like that. Like that's not what we do here. We just work in scenarios where the public face of Starfleet can't be front and center.
Okay.
I'm not saying that you'll never be faced with a diplomatic situation or that you'll never be faced with having to represent the Federation publicly, but the idea is that if a special mission comes up that we need a ship and a crew to get to a destination, extract someone that can help us with information, take care of a ship that is causing problems in the Shackleton Expanse.
Take care of.
Disappear.
Obviously, combat is not the first choice in any situation, but it is a necessity of galactic level politics. And it's much better to have a single ship that can quietly deal with situations versus starting a public war with the Romulans. For example.
A single ship that's going to scream sex at them.
I mean, yeah. Okay.
Quiet.
Captain, I would not have been a part of this had there been any mortal danger to anyone. There was a reason for this selection. And it would, again, be wise to look into that. You understand the nature of my job and what I do. If there had been something where it seemed that this section would be a moral breach or go against what crew members would typically be comfortable with, I would not have participated.
So noted. Thank you.
And to be fair, anything that any of you even might have an inkling of knowledge about Section 31's existence, it's always just been the super hush-hush thing.
Yeah.
And none of you are aware, like, those of you that have watched further episodes of Deep Space Nine, for example, nobody knows that Section 31 has the ability to make choices that might lead to genocide, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's not...
Yeah.
That's not common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
but
That's
it's
not a
just-
thing that, and A, hasn't happened yet, and B,
Yeah.
like, that's not something that any of you would even have an inkling of.
No.
I don't,
Yeah, no.
I don't trust anybody.
Well, no, and that's fair, but
I'm like, I hear secret police, I think Tal Shiar, and I'm like, they're not the good guys.
I tried to call my family last night and was not allowed to do so. Like, I'm not thrilled.
but to answer your previous question, if any of you or any of the crew at large choose to not pursue this assignment, you will be reassigned somewhere else in Starfleet. You will have the knowledge of the existence of Section 31 and the fact that we put you through a simulated test to join, but you don't really know anything else about us.
There's no proof. There's no way that you
And-
can convince other people.
Yeah.
Of
This
course,
is
we
happening.
would have you sign a non-disclosure agreement before you leave.
Commodore, you should know by now, as I'm sure instant trist evaluations have shown you, that this crew will not betray the ideals of the Federation. And if we find out that you have lied or manipulated or deceived us into doing so, I swear by all that is holy, I will bring this entire section down around your feet. Are we clear?
Well, this is the first time I've ever been threatened in an evaluation meeting, but I see your point. And it's never been the intention of Section 31 to betray what the Federation stands for. We are the guard in the dark that stands watch and does our best to ensure that the Federation will continue to exist. We are not assassins in the night.
We're the watchers on the wall.
Indeed.
Such a small difference between those two. Anyway, sorry.
No.
I'm good. I'm great.
I know the classics. And so my watch begins.
The Captain Black, after everybody's had a chance to talk some more, he kind of clears his throat and he goes, at the same time, I can't imagine that this crew is going to have any issue with doing what's necessary. It was not part of the simulation that we came up with the idea to create a biotoxin against the Romulans.
Excuse me?
Oh, you didn't know about that, did you?
We'll get into that when we get into the evaluation.
It's all in my reports.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
I look forward to reading that.
Jesus.
And he actually reaches into a little case that he carried in, and he pulls out like hard copy paper.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
That's not good.
What is it? What is it?
What's in the box?
Sorcery!
And then he stands up at the table and he throws it into a candle that transports into the middle of the table, and it flashes in a big flash of smoke, and he disappears.
Force
Like 10
submission.
candles.
No.
Force submission to the Midnight Society.
And he's like, Commodore, I'd like to begin the committee's evaluations, if that's all right. And she nods, and she looks around the table to see if anybody else has anything to add.
Not now.
Nope.
Nope.
Go ahead.
Watch Depetta's eyes go from like normal size to saucer size.
He kind of looks up at the ceiling and he goes, computer, begin recording. Security level SSC 47, level 431, access required. This evaluation is of the actions taken during the holographic simulation, Command Decision Alpha 4. Starfleet personnel are reviewed in accordance with their assigned roles during the holographic simulation. The report follows. Commander Isaac Malata, now Captain. When commanding a Starfleet vessel, there's a fine line between seeking the expert counsel of a crew and abdicating the responsibilities of said command. As acting captain of the Barbican, Malata crossed that line several times with an uneasy stumble. His constant need for validation from other officers, especially the ship's counselor, was unexpected from an officer with his experience. Despite his initial lack of confidence and common inability to maintain discipline amongst the crew, Malata managed an adequate outcome of the simulation.
Oh, this is going to be great.
You did adequate.
I cannot wait to hear mine.
It's going to be great.
Oh, God.
Wow.
I would like
Out of
to
character.
Oh, shade.
Out of character. That was beautiful.
Where's
Perfect
the fucking
and
Savage
accurate.
fan?
Yeah, Savage fan. Today needs to thwart.
I'll share some additional information in a little while.
Yeah.
I have not seen that in real life.
Savage.
Oh
So
my
good.
God.
Oh my god, that was good.
So true.
Oh no.
Congrats, you did adequate.
Oh, boy.
solid
It's
C.
not going to be.
And that's where they started.
Oh, my God.
This is
Oh,
like
no.
the Kobayashi Maru. You're supposed to fail, right?
Right, yeah. Clearly.
Lieutenant Commander, now Commander Calum. While an excellent science officer, Calum was a reluctant leader who put his interpersonal relationships above the need of the ship. His offered solutions to various challenges to the safety of the ship were innovative and effective. However, after assuming the role of first officer, he attempted to use his new position to have his lover promoted to second officer. This displayed conflict of interest makes apparent the need for reassignment of some officers from the Barbican to another posting in order to maintain proper focus from Commander Calum.
Yikes.
Out.
It's all true.
Yeah. 100%.
But again,
Do me. It's like gross. This is great.
She just revealed your most embarrassing secret. You must be so embarrassed. Do me.
All right.
Heart Drax forever.
Oh my god.
Lieutenant Junior Grade Roar.
Oh man.
Insubordination and overfamiliarity with those in command positions seem to be a hallmark of a starship's head of engineering. Lieutenant Rorg is no exception. While his lack of operational protocols assisted in his improvisational approach to engineering, it acts as a negative example to those under his command. Should the lieutenant wish to rise above junior grade, he should rely more on the intelligence and focus of his Vulcan ancestry, and less on the brash bravado of his Klingon side.
Racist.
Racist.
Yeah.
Hello, racist. Filing. Where's HR? HR.
I love that we're having a roast here.
I would like to point out I'm from an ice planet. I cannot handle roasting.
You're like, it is 76 degrees in here, and I am already burning up. Ridiculous. Ensign Shazaner. Placing someone as inexperienced and rash in the role of head of security for this simulation
Was fucking brilliant.
Sorry,
It's out of character.
Okay.
No, please make that in
I
character.
can't. It's not Calum.
No.
Damn it.
Is the epitome of desperate times requiring desperate measures. Shazaner was flighty, self-serving, and quickly moved into the realms of bloodlust during the simulated boarding event. The experienced hand of a true head of security is essential to turn the ensign's natural fighting instincts into anything more than crude, blunt instrument.
Wow.
There is obvious potential here that aligns with the directives of Section 31, but any leadership assignment at this time would be foolhardy.
Foolhardy.
I did say enthusiastic about murder.
You also get savage.
Can Andorians blush? Is that a thing?
I really want
Different color.
It's
I
purple.
want the doctor's entire review to be Dr. Loss performed admirably and rose to the occasion at every opportunity. Period. Out.
Yes.
End of report.
Oh
Oh
no.
my god, I can't wait.
Did I just quote it? Did I quote the report?
Perfect.
I don't know how you could have read this ahead of time.
That is not what it says. I can't wait to hear what it
I'm just wondering why I'm last. Oh wait. Go on.
Yeah, they seem to be
around the table.
descending.
Yeah, no, I get it. Mine's
I
gonna be the
swapped
worst.
those two for a reason.
No, it's fine.
Ensign Trist. After evaluating the performance of Ensign Trist in this simulation, it is more apparent than ever that Zoom-type androids are adaptable to a wide variety of mission parameters. Surprisingly, this includes interpersonal communication and triage of the emotional state of fellow crew members. Furthermore, evaluations of Ensign Trist's operational excellence in the boarding simulation suggest a duty posting with security in addition to counselor duties. Fortunately, postings to A and B shifts should not be an operational burden for this synthetic life form.
Wow.
I'm a person.
Teacher's
I
pet.
think I got demoted.
No.
Space
Pet,
into
yeah.
No savage man for me.
Apple
No, you're just
polisher.
fine. It's just fine.
It's just the AF.
That's none of your business.
Keep it
Tris, do you
handy.
have something on your
I'm ready. Yay!
Where's my popcorn?
I feel like should I plug my ears? Am I old enough to hear this?
Oh my god.
I'm ready.
I'm gonna listen through the headphones.
Dr. Alas.
Yeah.
The Doctor has an incredible, almost unbelievable ability to bend, break, and ignore both Starfleet regulations and common ethics in the performance of her duties.
That is, there's nothing wrong there. That is,
Alcohol abuse, and he looks over. Promotion of illegal substance use amongst the crew. The creation of a biotoxin to be used against the hosts of a peaceful cultural exchange. And that's just the tip of the proverbial iceberg. There is no doubt as to why Dr. Alas has never been given a command, and also why she was chosen to serve on the Barbican. It is also obvious that any recommended disciplinary action will be set aside by Section Command. I would, however, hope that the captain she serves under keeps her under a close eye. Final recommendations. This is a highly inexperienced and undisciplined crew. Without the safety protocols of a holodeck to protect them, they will likely see unnecessary casualties due to their cavalier tendencies. Were it not for the dire situation that the Federation finds itself in, I would be assigning them to a far different posting. However, we are in need of every even close to able-bodied officer that we can put on a bridge. So it is with expressed reservation that I receive that they receive a recommendation to proceed with this assignment.
I'm sorry, I still don't hear what was wrong with my evaluation. Quite honestly, I mean, I kept these people alive. I helped so many people, right? Am I
Doctor,
right?
yes.
Is that
You
wrong?
You didn't even kill a Klingon.
Doctor,
I'm saying
maybe we should have this conversation later.
I just don't see what I did wrong.
I understand.
I demand a recount.
Captain, does the mandatory visitation between myself and the doctor still stand?
That order absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do you
And
hear that?
you can see Captain Black after that exchange, and he goes,
So you don't want us,
kind of gives
but
a,
you need
a
us.
quiet nod.
All right.
Do you hear that? It's the sound of them scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yep, but they need us.
That's how I've stayed in the fleet all these years, quite honestly.
I walk calmly over to the replicator and order another Aldebaran whiskey. And I take a sip of this one myself.
I do hope that the doctor's habits are not rubbing off on you, Captain.
Not at all. It just seemed like a fun time.
Oh boy.
I'll take one too.
This one's dead.
Yeah. One more, set it in front of her.
Perfect.
And he takes the papers and he folds them in half and he puts them back in his little case. And then he looks up and he says, "Computer end recording." And then he stands up and he turns to the Commodore and gives her a salute. And she gives him a nod and says, "Dismissed, Captain." And he walks out of the room. At this point, if you would like to return to the Barbican with the rest of the crew, you may have the discussion as a group that you'd like to have. If we could meet again this afternoon, would that be enough time for
I
you to
think
have
s-
your discussion?
I think so.
So if we could reconvene after lunch.
I immediately hit the button combo on my communicator that sends the all crew return to ship, the beep beep beep, or what whatever that tone sounds like. It
I don't think that exists, but I like the idea.
does
of it.
now.
Yeah.
I designed it.
No. Very good.
It's a macro.
It's just something you've tinkered with over
Yeah,
time.
all the
Very good.
communicators downloaded an update last night.
Yeah. We are finally connected to Wi-Fi again.
Oh yeah.
They have them on their charging stations.
Right, yeah.
Can I watch?
The whole every Federation ship is just a giant induction coil.
Right, yeah.
Tell me more.
And the Commodore stands up and says, "Dismissed," and she leaves the room. And Captain Maxine goes, "I know that evaluation may have been a little blunt, but it's important to see evaluations as a chance to continue to grow in your role in Starfleet. I appreciate the hard work that all of you did during the simulation, and I'm proud that I selected you to join the Barbican and perhaps continue on this posting." And he turns and he leaves the room as well.
Well, it seems we have some choices to make.
Yeah.
But we're not fired. But that's important.
I gotta let you know, if I'm still here, I think you're fine.
Gonna say.
If I may, perhaps we shouldn't say any more until we're aboard the boat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's reconvene in 30 minutes on the observation lounge.
Sure.
Our observation lab.
Our
Observation.
observation.
That sounds nice.
Yep.
And as you guys are getting ready to leave out the window, you see the other ship already disconnecting and spinning about and
Oh.
leaving.
That was fast.
Yeah.
Computer, please begin recording. And once ended, send recording to Captain Black, USS. What's the name of it?
Siren Song.
Siren Song. Lieutenant Junior Grade Rorg. Under my authority, you are hereby promoted to the rank of lieutenant with all the rights, duties, responsibilities, and privileges thereof.
Thank you, sir.
Neener.
Ensign Apeta Shazaner. As of this moment, you are hereby promoted to Lieutenant Junior Grade and made permanent Chief of Security aboard the USS Barbican.
Cool.
There's just a raised eyebrow.
I love this.
I'll never learn if I don't get the responsibility. It's like giving me a dog.
Wow.
Can I have a tribble now?
They're nothing but trouble.
Good.
That's amazing.
I think they're more of a poor, like a.
They're cute though. I love
I
them.
can't imagine I didn't have a pet tribble at some point.
Oh, you
No,
definitely
no,
did.
definitely.
Yes.
They're precious.
There's trouble with them.
Trouble with the trouble.
And tribulations.
Computer end recording, send message. Ensign Trist.
Yes, Captain.
He liked you. I didn't feel a need to rub it in his face. You were also hereby promoted to Lieutenant Junior Grade with all the rights, duties, responsibilities, and privileges thereof.
Thank you.
Thank you for your blunt honesty.
It's all that I have to offer.
Not even in the slightest.
Out of character.
Yeah.
Now Kimmy's super mad. She has to remake all the name tags.
Again.
Well, I was gonna say, will Rogues fit on a name tag anymore?
Yeah, he
Yours
actually
got
gets
shorter.
shorter.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. He did.
Yeah.
He lost
Yeah.
his junior grade.
That's right.
Sorry, Kimmy. You unofficially function as Captain Black for the purposes of this particular in-character FU.
Oh no. That's not Kimmy.
Uh-oh.
Captain Black was kindly given to me as a character in the history and tradition of Happy Jacks in the past. Captain Black is otherwise known to most of us as Bill.
Yeah.
Rude.
Bill,
Always,
love you.
always be with us.
Oh my God. Rest
Which is
in
why he
peace,
was super
Bill.
excited to be in our time zone tonight.
Savage
he could watch.
AF.
It's so awesome. Did
Savage.
he write the?
He did.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
wow.
Wow.
Bill, what a gift.
Bill,
That's
this is so
great.
beautiful.
Thank you, Bill.
I'm both honored and insulted.
Right?
I'm looking forward to when the siren song has to hunt down the Barbican.
I don't know. Everything's great for Trist right now.
Everything's coming up
I don't know what
Android.
you guys are complaining about,
I feel fine too, honestly.
but that's also the alcohol.
That does.
Yep.
Everything's coming up Android.
Yeah. I shoot what's left of my drink. Everyone ready to go?
Yep.
Yep.
Mulatto to Barbican, 6 to beam up.
You transport
Transport over.
across.
Yeah, that's right. I just promoted 3.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to take off our shirts or nothing.
I know, right? Yeah.
Yet.
I'm confused about the protocol at this point.
You're like, hey, wait a minute.
You take your shirts off. What is the point of this ritual?
What is the expectation?
Awkward because I'm totally wearing one of the like Troy jumpsuits.
Yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah, I am.
I technically don't have a shirt, Captain. I have a weird onesie thing.
But it's so cozy and you can sleep in it too.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
If I slept.
Yeah, if he slept.
What is sleep
You
like?
could recharge.
Yeah.
You
I
sometimes
do dream of electric sheep.
I imagine at some point I have to be like, hey, watch this, and just pass out. I'm going to pass out and hallucinate vividly for, 8 hours.
Somehow, some way, Triss squeezes out a single tear.
You can make yourself cry. Yeah, it's just a choice.
But actual tears.
Yeah,
It's like you have like a
your
reservoir.
eyes,
Lubricant.
your eyes lubricate themselves. That was the whole
Yeah,
point of the
but-
android.
I mean, so do mine.
Yeah,
Yeah, but lubricant dripping down your face just sounds awful.
Well,
sure.
Depends on the day.
I was like, anyway,
Depends on your goals.
Welcome to Happy Jacks.
nice.
And we're back. We keep going like this, we're going to have to get David Duchovny to host.
I don't see the problem.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
That sounded like maybe a threat.
Like a little dare.
Like,
Someone make that happen.
Yeah.
David Duchovny, friend of the show.
Right? Yeah.
Welcome anytime.
To
the
be
truth is
fair,
out there.
back during the run of X-Files, I had a close friend that looked so like David Duchovny, he could have been a younger brother.
Oh, really?
Oh.
And he dressed up in the suit and the trench coat and made himself a little FBI thing to go to like one of the creation conventions in Pasadena.
Yeah.
And like people assaulted him. He looked close enough. Like he got on CNN
Amazing.
because
Wow.
at first they thought it was really him, and then they found out he wasn't, but they were already started to film the segment, and they're like, "Well, okay, you're just a convention goer then." Like, yeah, it was funny.
Pretty awesome.
It's great.
I love it.
Anyway, so you're all back on board the Barbican. Do you plan to have an assembled crew meeting in the cargo bay? Do you want to just make a general announcement over the PA? You want to have everybody on FaceTime?
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
So many windows.
I know, right? Yeah. Let's have a meeting, a brief meeting in the observation lounge first. I think.
Oh, okay.
What are we, 400 souls?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could meet in our holodeck.
Had enough holodecks for a while.
Aye,
point.
Captain.
Yeah. So we gather up in the observation lounge again. I have made my decision, and I am going to accept the posting with Section 31.
I'm very glad to hear that, Captain.
Thank you, Lieutenant.
Why?
It's very simple. If this is a legitimate arm of Starfleet, it's something that needs doing. And while I value our mission of exploration, you know as well as I do, Rory, that that's not what I'm built for. I'm a soldier. If this is not a legitimate arm of the Federation, if they are doing things that they should not be doing according to our ideals, then this is the best position to bring them down.
I have to say, I feel to say legitimate. I think I can contribute, and if it's not legitimate, as you say, we'll burn it down from the inside.
Oh yeah, I'm on board for that either way, honestly. Legitimate, illegitimate, whatever you say, Cap. Maybe I gotta work on some things.
I'm sorry. Sorry, no, it just struck me like you just straight up almost had the line from Jesse's Girl. It killed me inside, and I don't know why. And I tried to hold it in, but I couldn't.
You were good friends of mine. Yeah. Sorry.
It's interesting. The doctor's responding to me as if I were saying words. I haven't said anything.
No, but the thoughts, I get the thoughts you're sending with your eyes.
I can send thoughts with my eyes.
We got a lot to talk about. I think maybe there's some things I can help you with, and maybe there's some things you can help me with.
I'm always open to new surprises.
Well,
I think this is going to work out great.
Surprise is exactly what the doctor is here for.
Speaking of, Doctor, I've been trying to pull up the video footage of the boarding simulation.
I'm
and
sorry.
There's a component to the footage that's missing
Uh-huh.
in the medical bay.
Uh-huh.
Do you know, was the
Oh, I don't understand. I'm
video
sorry.
equipment damaged?
No, I'm sorry. I don't understand.
Are you looking for a recounting of what happened?
I am.
How fast do I have to move to cover her mouth?
Pretty fast. She's an android. And she can recount the whole thing in real time in all of your voices.
Positonic brain, bitches.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's
As
fine.
I recall, it was part of the simulation.
Counselor, we can update my records later. That's fine.
No, no. I
It's-
think some things are better left
It's fine.
unsaid.
It,
It
Jedi
was a
mind tricks do
simulation.
not work in this
None
universe.
of it mattered.
Yeah.
That's, that's not a bad point, right?
Yeah. I mean, my concern with all this is we sign on with them. What happens when their ideals become our ideal, you know?
We'll never be forced to betray our own ideals or the true Federation's ideals.
Yeah. Okay.
And we will hold up their orders to what we know and expect to be true.
Okay. And I'm with you, Skip, no matter what. But I don't like it.
You don't like
I don't
anything.
No, I don't. I don't like them. I don't like this. I don't like not knowing.
HAWT.
Yeah.
It's
Tea,
just
Earl Grey, drunk.
like that was just Captain Picard's. Like I've had enough of this. Earl Grey hot.
Boom.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm just noting for the record. I want to know. We're signing on, but I'm concerned about what they're sending us to do.
Noted.
And you're not alone in that concern, Lieutenant.
What they're getting us into.
Lieutenant Shazana?
I'd probably get court-martialed anywhere else, so I'm okay.
For nothing.
You're not wrong.
Let's be honest here.
Well,
It's fine.
you all heard my evaluation. I am adequate at best.
Yay.
I'm insubordinate.
Can that be your Chiron now? Is, Captain Milana adequate at best? Can we make it happen?
Oh, she's not editing any more than she has to.
Well, just to go in once.
I hereby change all of your names by Captain's fiat. No, I'm just kidding.
Can you marry people on a ship too? Is that a
I
thing?
can actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're married to that person. You're married to them. What?
All your
He just walks through the crew assembled in cargo bay. And he's like, "You and you, you're married.
Yeah.
Go, you and you, get out
you
there."
get a marriage, and you get a marriage, and you get a marriage.
You gotta save on bunk space.
Everybody gets a marriage. Oh my God. And Lieutenant Trist, I assume that you're already agreed.
Absolutely. And as I said, I would not have agreed to anything that I would have felt compromised the morals of anyone on our ship. Safety of the crew is of utmost importance to me.
All right. Well then, let's assemble the crew, and I'll inform them of our new assignment. Dismissed.
Going back to get my long-ass roster of all the people that have to come and visit me, which is literally everyone on the ship.
Everyone on the ship.
Also good at security. Like I can get through all of these people that I have to give counseling sessions to. When will I have time for security?
Good thing you don't need to sleep.
Dave, I'd like to, in my little bit of downtime, prepare a form for the formal request of an exception be made for crew relationships,
All right.
and that Ubrazi remain assigned, and that I will have no say in Ubrazi's promotion or advancement on the ship. So that's just I'm just going to submit that form. And
Okay.
See what
well,
happens.
the first thing you'd have to do is take it
Well,
to the
yeah,
captain.
okay, yeah.
If he agrees to take on
Right.
doing all the formal evaluation of
Right.
Lieutenant Abrasi
Yeah.
and all of that, then the form can proceed.
Just basing this on, like, I know, like, in the real world military, there's like, if you had a relationship before and get promoted, like, there's a way.
There is a way.
Yeah. Even though I did it wrong the first time.
Like, why?
Didn't do him wrong, but, you know. There's a situation. All right. One new message.
You're all, only one. It must be a slow day.
And it's like, boop, 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 boop. You have 394 new messages.
Yeah.
Oh God. All right. Yeah. So. So gathered. Should I just do it over the intercom? I don't know.
It seems like a face-to-face thing.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, P.S. We're now Black Ops. Have fun.
Yeah.
Anybody wants out?
Yeah.
Yeah. letting
Too late.
The crew has the option to
Yeah.
leave
They all do.
individually.
I am. Yeah. So I give you all explicit orders that the actual name Section 31 will not be mentioned beyond the senior staff.
Can we come up with a code name?
No.
Aww.
Does that not seem unfair to the rest of the crew that have to make a decision based on information given to them? You yourself had an issue with information being given to you, and you would deny that same privilege to the rest of the crew?
If we are to be truly a covert operation, then yes. I don't need the crew to be questioning every decision. We have to be the ones who guard that.
If you make wise decisions, there will be no reason for them to question them in the first place.
Damn, she's good.
And our commanders in Section 31 will approve of this?
Everyone that is moving into a position in Section 31 should understand and know what operation they are working under.
Now, I would really like to know and understand exactly what that operation is myself.
Well, seeing as information is so pertinent and important, would it not make sense that you give the rest of the crew the same opportunity to make a decision such as you have made?
Robot's got a point.
Dun 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 dun.
I am not a robot.
I'm sorry,
I
but
think that's racist.
well, I'm your aunt at the party.
You really are.
Yep.
All right. It doesn't make for thrilling radio, but Malata has to mull that over for a little while.
Sure.
Before making a decision.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
I could really use a drink right now.
It's been like 20
The
minutes.
two whiskeys from 8:58 until, I'm sorry, like 9:02 until
like 9:30.
9:45. Not enough time to get some
Never
more.
enough.
I'm gonna get a victory banana split and then hit the gym.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Wait, after the banana split?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, jeez.
Fine, before. I don't
That's
care.
how hardcore she is.
Yeah,
One before and one after. That's
Yeah.
how victory works.
It's a bookmark banana split.
Because your first mom would make one before, your
Yeah,
other
that's-
mom would make one for you
just imagine
after.
going to the gym with a banana split in my belly. It's like,
It's a protein banana split first, and then it's like a regular one afterwards. You need something in your stomach before you work out
that adds up.
anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I'm just imagining now, just as a sidebar, you know how when you were a kid and your parents didn't say yes to something, or your mom didn't say yes to something, so you go to your dad?
Yeah.
Can you imagine with 4 parents how that works?
Oh, yeah.
It's
like-
a circle, a vicious circle.
Yeah.
But do you
I
have to
didn't
get a
do that. My
quorum?
parents were too in step with each other.
Right?
That didn't work at my house either.
Oh, man.
Oh no, I
Gotta have
rocked
your
that
parents.
shit.
Gotta have your-
Yeah, like,
Gotta
Mommy
divide
didn't
and
say yes,
conquer.
but Mom did.
Oh, that's double rough. My real mom said it was okay.
Boy.
Yeah, Mama says I take after her mom. Sorry. Let's come up with different names for your parents.
Yikes.
Now that you're back on the ship, is there anything anybody wants to get done while the captain decides the informational fate of the crew?
My door is open for counseling sessions.
I would love to call my parents.
You are still not allowed to make any contact off the station.
I'm just making sure engineering is in place.
Yeah, everything is as pristine as you left it when you left
Right.
Narendra Station.
Oh yeah, I guess.
Because we've done a lot of shenanigans and now it's not all there, so.
Right.
It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Is there like a gun range on the ship?
There's holodeck, for sure.
I just assume that's something I'm going to do to blow off steam.
You could absolutely go do that. 100%.
And then have another banana split.
If they're holographic, do they count?
Ooh.
I just assume a PETA burns enough calories murdering people.
Like, once a species develops energy to matter conversion, like,
Yeah.
I feel
dieting is way better.
Yeah, but I feel like food in the holodeck is replicated,
Yes.
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah, it's real
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
It's all real food.
Because that'd be weird if you, ate a meal in the holodeck, but it was a holographic meal, and then you just were hungry.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I believe it's been kind of. I did turn on, right? Yeah, I believe it was established that there's actual
It's like a big
yeah,
replicator.
it
Yeah.
does.
You're right, 100%. But
Yeah,
it was just more of a esoteric conversation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you go to the holodeck and program it for the diet holodeck, where you don't have it replicate food
Yeah, no.
for you.
Diet
Where
holodeck.
you are eating holographic food.
yeah.
It's not a good diet, though. It's not sustainable.
It's not a good diet.
It's
But it's an
literally,
option.
like you just the door opens and Joe Pantoliano is sitting there with a steak, like, come on! I know it's not real, but it's true. It'll taste
So
good.
good.
It's a little kid's tea party, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
basically.
that, is that Cypher? Is that
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
So
is
wait, could a
the-
vegan eat holographic meat on the holodeck?
Oh my god.
We
Yeah.
have such hard-hitting questions for the show.
Well,
it is the.
yes, because
It's not real.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
not.
didn't-
Not- we
it's
haven't-
not made of actual meat.
even
It's-
replicated meat?
Yeah. It's,
Yeah,
Because it's not.
That's true.
You would
harvested
kill
on
an animal
yeah.
to get
Right,
it.
yeah.
So.
Does
You
tasty
never-
wheat still taste like tasty wheat?
Yeah.
I have to say, eating holodeck food, though, if it's holographic, is the equivalent of chewing a brownie and then spitting it out, which is disgusting.
But yeah,
You
but
can
you're
make a
not spitting
holographic
it out.
vomitorium.
Okay.
Not what that means.
So-
Okay, okay.
All right.
I
we're
go
doing
to
in
the
our downtime.
bathroom for like 2 seconds, and this is what happens.
And I'm like,
We were vamping to let the captain decide what he's going to do.
That's true. He had to think on the job.
Yeah, Captain.
I didn't know all gaming was going to stop while I eat and thought about my character choices.
See, that's why you only think about you.
You need to see the therapist?
We decided,
really do.
we decided that Lieutenant Rorg has gone to engineering and made sure that everything's ship-shape.
Uh-huh.
Elpida has gone to the holographic phaser range to blow off some steam. Commander Calum finished his paperwork.
Yeah. I'm also
Ooh.
And invented new paperwork to do.
again not great radio, but he's also now like just meditating in his room to the thinking about the prophets. He's a like a, I don't know if devout's the right word, but for the Bajoran sort of religion surrounding the prophets is something he thinks a lot about. So that's something he's thinking about now, whether this is the right move forward.
I think devout would still count if you feel like it's the religion you practice.
Yeah.
But if it's just something you think about and not in a organized religious way, I think that's more just spiritual.
Well, I don't know. Do they like go to church,
Yeah.
or is it a?
Yeah,
That's
there's
the whole
churches,
Vedic.
they have
you
a
know,
whole
Okay,
Vedic.
yeah, I don't know a lot about how.
Rock on.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if there was a church, he would go to it.
100%.
So like but he's out. And
Right, you're in.
on a
Yes.
ship.
Yeah, yeah. Can always.
And I think you said there weren't many other Bajorans on board, right?
No.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah,
no, a lot
you
of
just-
joins and stuff.
He just
Yeah.
meditates alone.
It's a dramatic, empty church, so they're just like you.
All right, so we'll
And I
assemble-
thought about going to counseling, but I had a drink instead.
I mean, what's the difference?
Yeah?
Tried to make me
Go
to
with you.
rehab. I said
No, no, no. Yes, I've been there. Been there.
Yeah, so we assemble the crew.
Okay.
We stand in front of them,
They're all lined up,
adequate at best.
standing it.
Oh,
You're more than adequate. I don't want you to get in your head about that, Cap.
that was a bunch of bullshit, Cap.
Honestly, you heard the report about me. None of it was true.
I think this.
when do the mandatory sessions begin on your orders?
Really soon. Crew of the USS Barbican. I want to assure all of you that I believe you have more potential and more raw talent for upholding the ideals of the Federation than any crew that I have ever served with. The senior officers and I have been briefed that we will be engaging in a mission from this point forward of clandestine operations. I realize that for many of you, this is not why you joined Starfleet. This is not what you wanted to do. You wanted to see the stars, not hide among them. If you wish to be transferred to a more typical Starfleet vessel, you will do so with the highest of recommendations from your captain. If you choose to stay here, I am going to ask more of you than any captain has ever asked of his crew. I am going to ask you to question everything. To question your superior officers, to force them to question me, and to question me directly. And if you are not willing to step outside of the confines of protocol to guarantee that your captain is upholding the highest standards of Federation idealism, then I want you to find another ship immediately. We are going to be operating under the auspices of Section 31. And we will do so with our eyes clear and our morals secure and intact. And we will never betray what the Federation was founded on, no matter what mutinies may be required. So I'm going to ask you to do more than has ever been done by a Starfleet officer. I need you to explore, and I need you to look at everything with cold, hard facts. Those who wish to seek transfer, notify your department supervisors immediately. Those who are ready for the most dangerous and difficult assignment that you could expect out of your career, return to your workstations. Dismissed.
Do we need a ship cheer?
My brain literally just went clear eyes, heart stone, can't lose.
Full hearts.
I fought against it so much when I said clear eyes. I'm like,
Don't do it.
hearts full. Nope. Find a different word. Different words.
Clear eyes.
You're a scholar of the classics.
Full hearts.
I
That
know,
was
right?
beautiful.
Beautiful.
That was really
that was well
inspirational. I was
nice.
like, wow.
I will
I'm on board.
But I was also like, damn, it's going to be hard work.
Josh is like, oh.
I guess I signed up for this. Ah.
I heard dangerous, and I guess that's fine. Out of character, I really have to commend you on your captain speeches.
Yes.
You've done great monologues
Yes.
the entire time I've
They're
played
beautiful.
with you.
Huzzah. Well done.
Thanks.
Off the cuff.
It's kind of fun.
Super beautiful.
I'm not used to like I was saying, like, when we started this, like, I typically play like support characters who are either really good at like sitting back and saying the awkward thing every once in a while or saying the wise thing every once in a while, but never like focus and lead and like, I'm in front. Hey.
Good.
You're doing good.
So it's
Yeah.
like a real stretch for me. Yeah.
You are not adequate at best.
But I would thank you.
See,
But I will
told you
say
it's
I
bullshit.
have watched a lot of Star Trek captain speeches.
No, and it shows.
I know the genre, my friends. I am somewhat familiar with how captains in Star Trek speak.
You
Yes.
plus wheelhouse.
Yeah, right.
It's
Yeah. Hashtag on brand. Yeah.
It's okay. One day I'll know what that's like when we play our magical girl game.
I want to play in that.
Yeah, so that's my speech.
There will be a number of crew members that request transfer.
I beat them.
Yeah. No one from engineering.
You send
they
the
know
peta
it's
to
confirmed.
beat them.
I'll. It's safe to assume that probably about 30 or 40 crew members
Yeah,
are
10% sounds
about
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
are like, yeah, no, that's not my jam.
Yeah.
Did Bracy go?
I can't make that decision.
I'm gonna take my time and go through the pre-generated characters that we've met already, and we'll decide
If they stay
before
or
the
go.
next episode.
Yeah. Ooh. Still with us.
Is the creepy Cardassian doctor still on the ship? By the way,
I meant to ask about that. Was he?
was he a simulation?
Yeah.
No,
So he's there.
He's there.
He is
He's back.
there.
He was not kidnapped. 'Cause that was. So there was this moment, like for much of last week, where I'd forgotten that it was it was a simulation, and I kept and like it suddenly hit me. Oh my God, we went back to our universe without
We left the creepy Cardassian.
Cardassian doctor, and I'm like, we left somebody behind.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, I can't believe I let that happen, but I didn't know. So, like, I went through this whole, like, oh my God, I'm the worst captain ever. I have to get back to the mirror universe and save the asshole.
Yeah.
And then there was this moment where I'm like, oh wait, that's right. It was all a simulation. He's probably fine.
The asshole.
He's probably fine.
The asshole is
he's
fine.
fine.
but he is back.
I love
And
it.
he's a little bit like, you guys left me in the mirror.
I'm pretty salty about it.
But you're Cardassian.
So, what's the loss?
Fun fact, listeners, I learned the term spoonhead yesterday.
What does that mean?
Cardassians,
They
they have
have
a
a
forehead
shape.
thing
Oh,
with
they're
kind of a spoon
Yep.
shape.
They got a lot of ridges, but there's like a
Yeah.
It's a rude word.
It's a
Yeah.
rude.
It is a
it's
rude thing to
yeah.
a
say.
rude term.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
O'Brien uses it. He was like tortured by Cardassians,
Wow.
and he's super racist against them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a fan of Cardassians either, so
I just thought it would lend interesting flavor.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the term pink-skinned.
Yes, pink skin.
I forgot that I'm not allowed to, but like that's a thing that
Yeah,
I could
you
have
can
called you
call
if I
us.
were more racist.
Yeah. Yeah.
Skinned.
That's the Andorian racist word for humans.
Yes. I don't think it's hyper racist. I think it's just
It's accurate.
I mean,
though.
not in. It's sort of just like mean.
At this point, it's a little racist.
Like I have a grandma who says pink skin.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Grandma, you can't say that.
You can't say that.
You have
it's more of
3
a-
grandmas that
It's
say
more of a like in the. So there's only one left alive. Andorians don't live that long. They're not like Vulcans.
I have the
Man, Vulcan Thanksgiving would be rough.
Oh my
yeah.
god.
like
So
12
They're
generations.
like a couple hundred years?
Yeah.
They good?
No, I just really hope it doesn't fall on Ponfar, though.
Oh,
one.
yikes!
I want to see that
Just-
episode.
That's super awkward.
Yeah.
Out in the kitchen, you just hear like. You just hear like something drop, and you walk in. And there's a turkey in the middle of the floor, and 2 Vulcans looking at each other.
Gosh.
I can't let this term go by unsaid. Bill just coined the term. That's a pejorative.
Pejorative.
That's
Nice.
It's just gold.
That's
I love you so much, Bill.
Thank you for that.
But yeah. Like the pink skin thing, it was much more common in the first meetings of Andorians and humans.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah.
I definitely probably have at least one grandmother who says it's still.
Oh,
that way.
sure. Yeah.
I did a lot of Googling last week.
So, like I said, I'll go through the list of crew members that we've seen. Decide there will be a couple of them that go,
Got it.
Okay.
but I haven't quite decided yet. If it becomes a big important issue before the game is done, which I'm not thinking it will,
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. But cool.
Cool.
We did the thing.
We did the thing.
Yeah.
You've done it.
I mean,
We
we
accept.
gotta go back. We gotta go back to the.
Yeah.
the
We're
Talk
gonna
to
sign
this
the
Commodore.
paperwork.
sign our souls away.
It's just an episode of all just paperwork.
HR, we got to do the onboarding.
That's
we gotta
right.
do
We have to
the
go to
new
the-
healthcare situation.
There's a whole-
We have to
You
go to
have
the
to find your
harassment
social
meeting.
security card.
Oh my
God, a new
god.
sexual harassment seminar.
Now,
Again.
instead of using our social security card, can we use our passport with our photo on it? I gotta find my social
You gotta
security
get a
card.
social
What do you
security
mean I
card.
can't trade shirts with another officer?
Literally, there's an entire HR hologram of things that happen during your simulation that are like, no.
Don't
These
do
are all
that.
examples of not Starfleet.
It's just videos of me. Is that what you just said?
You're hosting it. Hi, you're probably wondering what sexual harassment means. Let me tell you.
And then it just cuts to a hologram of you just screaming, "Sad!" and running. Like that's the opening.
That's the clip show
Yeah.
episode.
It's literally a cold open. Like it just starts with a Federation Starfleet hallway, right? And then the door at the end opens, and you just see this Tellarite woman running down the hallway.
How did they think that I was going to be able to also help with security? I just don't understand. When
No.
this crew is in such dire need of mental health.
Yeah.
I think you got that because you were the
That's
phaser
part of the
badass of
problem.
Starfleet. Sick bay.
We're fine. We're
That
fine.
part of your evaluation is entirely based on your performance with the phaser.
Oh yeah, I'm great with a phaser, but all these fuckers need some help.
This ship is a well-oiled machine.
I
You
cope with my
notice-
problems through a healthy use of denial and candy.
You notice I promoted you. I did not reassign you to security.
I
shift.
noticed that.
Yes, I have the job full time.
You could just straight reassign her to security. No more counseling.
I'd be fine with that.
I would
I
not.
want
Oh, I
round
could be
the
the
clock
therapist.
counseling.
I could be the therapist.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Take 2 stickers and a cupcake, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh.
Oh, I forget. Actual honest question, Adam.
Yes.
Was I acting XO or was I just straight up the XO? Because I can't remember what we had originally established.
I think I said acting XO at the time.
I think you made it.
Or
As
did
far
it?
as I was aware, I thought it was
mean,
an actual
It was
transfer into position.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I did.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm fine either way. I just wanted to
Like
get
it started
straight.
out as acting, but then when you had your second meeting
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
without the shirt trading,
yeah. Okay, I remember that actually. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Okay.
There was a
so
protest.
yes, you're officially. Yeah.
Got it. Yep.
It's not just a field promotion. It's an actual promotion.
All right. So you all head back over to the starbase. As you're walking down the gangway onto the base, you can see the crew members that are transferring out. They're kind of walking past with their little tiny plastic duffel bags.
Oh, yeah.
Give him the stick.
I
Give them the stink eye. You're
I
like,
give him the stink eye.
The character I want to be playing and the character I'm playing are not the same.
Or you always give people the stink
That's
eye.
right.
That's just what your face looks like.
That's, yeah. Normal.
You
I,
have stinky eyes.
Yeah.
shake hands with or culturally appropriately salute every one of them as we walk by. I stop each individual. I stop and
Thank you for your service.
yeah.
they all are appreciative, and none of them seem like upset. Like they're not like. Most of the crew was recently assigned to the Barbican in the first
Yeah.
place, so it's not like they've been on board for years and this is their home, and
Yeah.
they're not shattered about it. But all of them seem to appreciate the fact that you're taking a second.
Yeah.
You get back onto the base. You can see there are a lot more black uniformed crew moving about the station. They seem to be going about their business. They're not like doing anything particularly related to you, but it seems like they're preparing another docking station.
Interesting. Make eye contact with Rourke.
Yeah. Someone else is coming here.
We are not alone.
Well, to be fair, it's a reasonable assumption that somehow a ship will come and take these other crew members that are leaving your ship
Oh, right.
elsewhere.
That makes sense.
Is
Like,
it
it's
not
not-
a space station?
Yeah.
Is it though? We don't know these guys.
Captain, so this is like on our way back in, to
Yeah.
like tell them we're officially in.
Yeah.
If I may, it may be possible to request some leave time for the crew. The last few weeks felt real to them, and I imagine they could use a day or two if there's room for it.
If we're not given an immediate assignment, we will, but not here.
That's a good point.
We'll go somewhere a little more pleasant.
Beach episode.
If we are given
Beaches. I heard beaches. Barbecue with the Barbican. Yeah.
if we are given an immediate assignment, make arrangements with Lieutenant Trist to make sure everyone gets as much holiday time as
Maybe able to do some extended duty rosters and allow for some time off.
make it so.
It would be good for the health of the crew, especially given the circumstances we're under.
Great. I'll leave that to the two of you to arrange.
Hi, Captain.
I bet we're not going to have time.
No.
Oh, of course not. Unless
Nope.
we have a beach episode.
Dave's unfolding the goddamn map.
God
we
damn
definitely
it.
don't have time.
No, no.
No, listen, the area you're in isn't on the map.
That's true.
That's not helpful.
I don't think I've ever been to a beach. I'd like to go to a beach.
All right.
Oh my god, imagine the SPF and Andorian needs.
Oh my.
Well, the
So you
sun
wanna go to
still
a beach. What?
the sun still works. Like
Well, yeah, but Andorians all live under the ice.
that's
Oh,
true.
do they?
I
Yeah.
have no idea.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I didn't do that much
I
Googling.
don't know shit about it.
They're ice elves.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh.
That's so cute.
It's
Oh, okay.
very appropriate for the holiday season.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I should have gotten like a little snowman.
Okay. So I'm just going to continue to casually look at something, but if there's anything else you guys want to do before your meeting, anything?
Think of the
No.
fan service for a beach episode. I'm just throwing that out there.
I know, right?
Yeah, we haven't seen.
Everybody's shirtless.
We haven't seen the captain's abs in like 2 episodes.
I know, right?
Actually, we
No,
saw
we just
them.
saw
We
the
just
apps.
saw
I was
them.
like, we just saw them at the beginning.
We haven't seen his abs in like 20
cold
minutes.
open.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So, you all head to your meeting. When you walk in, it's the Commodore and Captain Raxian are both sitting in there, waiting for you. It's probably a safe assumption that they had some kind of notification triggered for when you all returned to the station, and they headed here at that point. But you can see on the table this time there's like some
Paperwork.
various snacks
Oh, that's nice.
stuff
Okay.
laid out down the center of the table.
Good. All right, this is a much better meeting already. Much better mood.
Feed the Klingon.
Yeah, if I'm going to sell my soul, I want crackers and cheese.
Yeah,
damn it.
cheese. A nice cheese plate would it kill
Charcuterie
you?
board.
What about some cookies? Not asking for Entenmann's, just some like reasonable cookies,
Yeah.
for God's sake.
It's all
Little
biscotti.
thumbs. Ah.
There's nothing to drink.
Those ones with the thumb, with the thumbprint in the...
It's really offensive to any of the Cardassians.
There's only
Yeah,
sturdy
but
forks.
Thumbprints, let's be honest.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that HR seminar is extensive.
Oh, man. Are we at war with them? Do we have to care?
Peanut butter cookies, though.
They're not
so it has,
technically at
like,
war with the
We're
Cardassians.
at peace with them.
I'm going to tell you right now, Dave, if you can find somebody who will come in and play a Cardassian to take command for a guest episode, I will step down. I will take an episode off and let a Cardassian come in and boss them around just for fun.
Oh, that's not
I was
going
gonna say there's a likelihood
That's not
I'll
gonna work
miss
out well.
'cause I'll be
That's
out
gonna
of
be
town.
real
Or do
ugly
you
real
want
fast.
this crew to be broken?
So much. All of the crew breaking.
So much.
Definitely just...
I
This is
delight
not a
in all of
therapy
your
episode.
pain.
That is the point of
We're
role
I really do want the therapy episode. That's what I'm aiming for.
We are definitely...
It's coming.
Yeah.
All right.
Stealing the ship
Clearly
and flying
it's
into the
coming.
Shackleton Expanse.
Yes.
I am... Whew, boy.
All right. So you all come in and take a seat, and the Commodore looks out at everybody and goes, "So did I've seen some of your crew transferring off the ship. I assume that means the rest of you have decided to go ahead with this assignment?"
That is correct, Commodore.
Well, I'm glad to hear it. As you heard before, our resources were drastically diminished along with the rest of the fleet. So we're doing everything we can to try and build up our resources again as well.
Yeah, you gotta stop saying that. It doesn't make us feel good.
Well, that's what we're doing.
Lieutenant.
Sorry.
And
So many regrets already.
and she passes around a pad to go around the table, and on it is like a lengthy non-disclosure agreement, new security access codes, everything. So you each, well, it's not one. She passes out.
Oh, thank God. I was about to say, we have to share? Like,
I mean, come on. How
This
depleted
is-
are our resources here, for God's sakes? Thought I was in a
Worst yet, it's
Starfleet.
Also,
What the hell, guys?
I retract my previous statement. Apparently, we really are scraping the bottom of the
Yeah, because it's less expensive to ship paper into orbit than it is to have an iPad.
I mean, we could replicate some paper.
Yeah.
You could probably replicate iPads.
Yeah.
You can.
It's more effective.
Yeah. But after, like, it has like a encoding thing, and it does like a retinal scan on everybody and a thumbprint and all of that. If you agree to all the terms, and I'm being straightforward here, out of character. There's nothing in there that's weird.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not saying like you agree that your children will be murdered.
Right.
You know, like
Got it.
there's nothing
Yeah.
funny about this. It just seems like a security classification
Yeah.
document.
Yeah.
Yep. Sign on, we're in.
Yeah, similar to what we probably did for Starfleet in general.
Yep.
Just
Yep.
slightly, just some more details.
In your chain of command, you will be reporting back to Commodore Ethos.
Okay.
From there, you're not given the next step up unless there's a need for it. Again, as Commander Kalem suggested, it's about... Oh, it's happening again.
Oh, the flashing.
What? Oh.
My chair is
That was great.
Is this Dave actually shrinking? Or is it your imagination?
It's like the bar stool at the Magic Castle. Nobody knows about.
If you're just listening in, please just jump over to the video at this timestamp.
That was so beautiful, though. Sorry.
And I don't know. I never know when it's going to happen, but it happens almost every game. At some point, I just find myself slowly looking at everybody from the lower
I
end.
love it.
Little do you know, it's Stu with a remote.
I really thought you were like hunkering down, like, oh god,
Like
it's
something
happening
bad was going to
again.
happen.
Yeah, the
Why am I
Commodore
running
just starts
this
grabbing your
game?
head. Why?
GM flashbacks.
He's just reaching out to our table and just going,
I'm shrinking.
All of a sudden, the door opens and Cybok walks in.
That's hilarious.
All right.
For what it's worth, Caleb has already read these documents and is
course
just
you
ready
have.
to I did the homework.
I think Trist already signed on.
Oh, yeah.
I was
yeah.
gonna ask
Oh,
if you
yeah.
had a
Trist
a
doesn't
thing
Trish
or
doesn't
two.
get a pad, no.
Well, Trist was given all this information before the simulation.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it had already.
Yeah. In my
100%
therapy
signed
session,
in.
we're going to have some words about trust and crewmates and telling people things.
I'm so glad those are all of the topics that I hope to cover as well.
We're gonna have some words about that.
And at the same time, she can have some words about chain of command and
Rash
specific
actions.
orders.
Gross insubordination.
Right.
Over familiarity.
So much
So
vocabulary.
after everybody has signed their documents, the Commodore she gathers up the pads from everybody again, and she puts them in a little case, and then some kind of staff officer comes in and takes the case and leaves. But she looks at everybody and she goes, "Our primary concern at this time is that the Romulans have broken the Neutral Zone Treaty. According to the wording of the treaty, the Romulans agreed to no longer try to influence a race called the Vendorians. I don't know if any of you have heard of them before.
They make great diagrams.
But the Vendorians are a race of octopods
What did I say?
that also possess the ability to mimic other biological creatures.
Yep.
That's
Cool.
badass.
This is that's not good.
And before the treaty was signed establishing the neutral zone with the Romulans, they had been attempting to influence the Vendorians to join with them and use their talents, as it were, against the Klingons and the Federation.
Is this like full shape-shifting ability?
Yes.
Like straight up.
Yes.
8 legs, shapeshifting.
Yeah.
And
Cool.
We're assuming the Romulans have taken advantage of the Vendorians and could possibly be, the Vendorians could be rescued.
Possibly. Your mission is not to go to their home planet and attempt some kind of liberation. Our concern is that their agents are working here in the Expanse against our interests.
Is Vendoria, the Vendorian homeworld, is that located here in the Expanse?
No, it's sort of right on the border of Romulan territory,
Okay.
but it's not super far from here. Like in the grand scheme of things, like the Romulan Empire's here, you guys are out here. It's somewhere in.
Got it.
To be clear, do you believe that some of these Vendorians have already been compromised?
We believe that they are acting in concert with Romulans. I can't imagine. It is possible that the Romulans are holding their planet hostage or something, but we haven't detected signs of that.
We're not going to get to go to the beach, you guys.
I was going to request a blowtorch. Is there a way to detect an Andorian shapeshift? Not sorry, a Vendorian shapeshifted as a person, another person.
A tricorder signature or something like that.
We don't
Hot
have
fork?
a reliable way to do so. at
Can you
this
say
time.
a hot fork?
Yeah, stick it in their blood.
Oh, you're doing the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you said it.
Sorry, I
was
said
very
it. I meant the
confused.
thing. Lots of vague named horror movie monsters. I watch them like this, so I really don't know.
Fair.
That gives me a sad.
At least she watches them.
Wait, so we'll talk after. You'll be really sad.
The problem is, if the Romulans have broken the treaty and convinced the Vendorians to work with them, the implications go beyond just the Shackleton Expanse, obviously, but our first step is to find out if they are operating out here. It may be a trial run to see how well they're able to use their abilities to work against the Federation out here in our expansion efforts. But if it becomes widespread, who knows what could happen if a malicious race of mimics were able to infiltrate the Federation.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Well, I think we have to assume that they've been lied to and taken advantage of.
That's
The
possible.
Romulans don't deal in truths and fair
True.
trades.
True.
I mean, we met Romulans who did.
Yeah.
These
We did
Romulans
so.
don't.
Yeah.
Those were programmed in the holodeck, Lieutenant.
Fine. That's true.
Only
And-
Romulan I trust is holodeck Romulan.
And you all still managed to keep Federation intelligence out of the hands of the simulated friendly Romulans,
That is true.
which is part of the reason why you qualified for this assignment.
All right. Do we have any idea of what cover story the Vendorians are? Could they be literally anyone, including anyone in this room?
I'm not a Vendorian.
Yes! Sorry,
Which
I
is
love
what a
this game.
Vendorian would say.
They could be. We are certain that none of you have encountered one yet, unless this is a far deeper problem than we're aware of. And if it is, then we might already be at the point of having lost hope.
Got it.
But for now, we're going to continue your mission into the Expanse to explore and contact new places and see what we can do. Oh. Dog eating the house.
Oh.
But we're going to continue your mission into the Expanse almost unchanged from your original orders,
All right.
with the addition of be aware that this group might be out there operating against our interests, and if you find a way to confirm that and stop them, that is your priority.
I think we should be focused on recruiting them.
If you can, that's of a benefit as well, but that's a much more difficult task than find and stop.
Well, as long as I...
If they join us, that counts as stopping them. We're not going to be upset about that.
So long as they join us of their own will and we don't sink to the same standards as the Romulans.
My goal is to provide them true and accurate information and compare it to what the Romulans have told them. Give them an opportunity to decide for themselves. If they decide to remain our enemies, then that's the choice they've made.
I would like to immediately start figuring out how to talk to, I guess, the doctor about how to figure out who's...
Yeah, what kind of information
What?
do we have on them, on their,
Is there any
their
of the tech-
ships, on their technical
Biology,
abilities, and their
yeah.
They
biology?
have all the vague
I'm
radiation.
going to know the biology
like-
so we can maybe figure something out. I'm sure I could whip
Yeah.
something up in the lab.
Yeah.
Preferably as uninvasive as possible.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
am pro blood test.
Their Section 31 will provide you all with as much briefing documentation as they can about the race
Yeah,
and
not
their
enough.
vessels and their technology. But they've largely remained a neutral race for many years, and they haven't wanted to join the Federation or the Romulans. They wanted to mainly be left alone. Our concern is if the Romulans have convinced them that it's in their interest to work against us, they are now a much bigger threat.
So it is a group out of character. This is a group that the Federation has already had contact with.
Yes.
At least to say hello.
That's
Yeah,
that's
okay.
part of why
Okay.
there was an incident back in like original series era time with them,
Okay.
and that's part of why it's part of the current Romulan Neutral
Got it.
Zone Treaty
Got it.
that they were to be left neutral for both sides. The first destination we have for you is to visit a race called the Korachik. They are in a direction where we have formulated some idea that these aliens may be operating. They're an unusual species. There aren't too many aquatic-only species that exist.
Cool.
They're like mermaids. Sorry.
They're
I
more
got way
like
too excited.
Fish people?
yes. They're not humanoid. They're more
Like fish people.
fish folk.
Are they live in the water.
So
Well,
they're
they're not amphibious.
They are not amphibious.
Well,
They live in water almost all the time.
well, we'll
That
need
is
to,
not a beach episode.
We'll need to arrange some specialized equipment.
Yeah.
Indeed, even the standard issue.
I haven't gone diving
Space.
in a while. This is going to be great.
But
tell ya.
the species is unique in the galaxy in that they've never sought expansionism as a species.
Oh,
Technologically, they are what we would call a tier 2 species. They're not quite at the same level as the major powers here in this
Because they
squadron.
forget things often.
Oh shit, a castle!
But part of that is that they seem to be a deeply religious people that have beliefs about they return to a nesting site or something for procreation purposes. And so that has not created in them much desire to go beyond their homeworld.
Is this a first contact situation?
We have had preliminary first contact with them, but nothing formal and nothing negotiative.
Oh my god.
Just a stop by and say hello to a new neighbor.
Right. They're not warp capable.
They seem
they-
to have that ability, but all of their vessels that they use seem to be mostly automated.
Okay.
But they may have some information about their neighbors. They seem willing to meet with outsiders, and they seem to be pretty open about sharing information. So we're hoping that if you contact them, they'll be able to provide some more information about their neighbors in this part of the galaxy. That may help you find out any signs of a strange new force operating in this area.
How do you spell Korachik?
Korachik.
Nailed it.
You spelled it right.
Fucking nailed it.
that's how I was going to spell it too.
That's fancy. I did not do
I
that.
didn't try to make it weird. I didn't want to put any apostrophes.
No.
Why not?
That's how you know it's spacey.
Yeah, that's how you know it's spacey.
See, I put the apostrophe more with fantasy
No.
Really?
than space.
Yeah, Shazana.
And space out.
Hey, it denotes my gender.
Yeah.
Also, I associate fantasy with like an abundance of vowels.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just sounds like gargling.
Do we have any reason to believe that the Vendorians might have infiltrated the Karachik?
We don't have any reason to think that they have. We're hoping that perhaps their contacts with species that we perhaps have not met yet may provide us with some clues as to where you may start a more thorough search for the Vendorians.
So, what are our precise orders with the Karachik?
Negotiate for information on the area.
Oh, okay.
You're given a fairly wide latitude in what you might want to negotiate with. We'd prefer that you do not include any technology like weaponry or
Won't be a problem.
Nope.
Do
anything like
phasers
that.
even work underwater?
Yes.
Good to know.
They boil the water between here and there,
Oh.
so they're actually extra dangerous for everyone in the immediate area.
Good to know.
Why is it warm here? Oh,
Well, there's two options. It's phasers or pee.
Or both.
phaser pee.
Boiled peas.
Ugh.
Great. I.
Just
What?
the
Sorry.
look Terry gave me.
I don't like the sound of that.
Just horrified.
Sorry.
You keep your boiled pea to yourself.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on the boiled pea.
That's a fair choice.
All right. Dr. Loss, I'd like you to start a full biological briefing on the Vendorians.
Happy to.
Let's find out if they can even breathe underwater. If they can't, then probably leaves the Karachik pretty safe from infiltration.
If they're able to fully mimic the other species, though, who knows what they're capable of? I will look into it. I will look into it, Cap.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Captain, given the urgent but not immediately time-sensitive nature of our mission, would we have room for a 30 or 40-hour leave, perhaps?
Beach day? We trying to make beach day happen still? I'm
think
sorry.
The crew would benefit from some time off, Doctor.
I do agree with that assessment. We need to go into this mission fresh.
I agree. Commodore, is there any reason I can't give my crew some leave in between here and there?
No, there isn't any immediate rush for the next several days. If you would like to offer a 2-day pass to your crew at somewhere, that would be acceptable.
Maybe there's a beach on Karachik.
Would it make sense for us to go back to Narendra?
You could do that as well. You're not very far from there.
What's Narendra?
Narendra's
The
the base
space
we
station you
started,
started
from.
from.
What's the mission pod we have on the ship right now?
I believe
Oh, it's the sensor.
the
Sensor.
mining equipment.
Mining.
Oh, mining equipment.
I'd rather have a research pod.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, going back to Narendra to sort of re-outfit
This is what happens when you don't start with a science officer.
I know, right?
for some re-outfits, some downtime.
Yeah.
Be able to contact our people. We could do a beach date in the holodeck anytime we want.
But like this would be a
It's not the
problem.
same.
It's not the same.
Is Narachik a beach planet?
We have no
Narendra,
idea.
no.
They're aquatic, so
Narachik? Or
Karachik,
the
yeah.
Karachik.
Karachik and Narendra.
Narendra. I was-
Narendra
is
is
a
the
space
space station.
But do they have beaches?
No,
Oh,
only on the holodeck.
all right.
Karachik may or may not have beaches. Maybe it's entirely water. We
Who
don't
knows?
know. Yeah,
And also, we're on an alien beach.
Right,
Who knows
yeah.
what else they got going on there?
right?
Yeah.
Best not to take a beach day on a planet where we don't know enough about the inhabitants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would
There
like
you are being practical again.
Now,
the crew will want to be able to buy drinks and entertainment and
Yes.
occupy themselves. So.
Great.
Yes.
That sounds like an excellent job for our counselor to be looking into for a good spot for shore leave.
Understood.
Did you just Google places to stop.
I don't see how that's relevant.
Sorry.
I'm just imagining what what Trist thinks is a good group act. Like, what's team building like for you?
I
What are
don't
your
have
trust
to worry
e-
about it.
What are the trust exercises you recommend?
Oh, it's going to be a really long vacation.
Oh boy.
It's mandatory team building.
Right. Lieutenant Rorig, why don't you contact Narendra Station, see if there's a more useful mission pod that we might be able to
Sure.
go pick up.
Yeah, the biological research required for this will be extensive.
Yeah, it seems like. I'll talk to Hovas and we'll come up with a plan.
All right. Shizana,
Yes.
let's do... Wait, I just say I have a special assignment for you.
Awesome. I'm so excited, guys.
I'll brief you later.
Genuinely confused now.
Yeah. No,
I'm gonna get to keep my shirt on, correct?
Yes, you will. I mean, that's up to
I
you.
mean, it's optional, I guess. It's always your option.
No,
We don't take away player agency.
Yeah.
um,
As soon as we leave the briefing room, we're all just like, your shirts.
I've had
how
to
we-
wear clothes.
That's how we do it on the Barbican.
shirts? You mean ab prisons?
Yes.
Boy.
Are you a barber shirt or a barber shirtless?
So, are you a barbican or a barbicannot?
Independently, it happened for you.
Exactly. I'm so
Right?
happy.
That was her prediction at the beginning of the night. She's like, why
Also-
has no one used that yet?
See?
And you came in and didn't know.
She put the
Thank
Android
you.
spin on it and didn't
Right?
use the contraction.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's awesome.
That's true. And I appreciate it wholeheartedly.
So good.
Also, yeah, in our team building, when we all play flag football, it's all shirtless. It's all skins.
It's all skins.
Yeah.
Yes.
Skins on skins. Wait.
Yeah.
Who's on what team? Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
We're all in
We're all
one.
building.
Tackle.
All building.
Yeah. So, yeah. So, Commodore, is there any other information we need before we depart?
I will make sure that your computer systems on board the Barbican have all of the correct security clearances to contact our organization. If you need to make direct contact with me, please do so sparingly. If anything needs to come from me to you, I will send an envoy to you. So if an officer arrives in a runabout or a shuttlecraft, that usually will mean that something's coming from me, because we wouldn't want to transmit things over the open network out here in uncharted and unclaimed space.
You have code word protocols in
All of
place, I
the
assure-
security
assume.
details will be in your personnel files.
And just to be clear, you will never send a message over subspace.
If I do, you'll have the one-time encryption code to verify.
All right?
Kind of like the U.S. military does with nuclear, yeah, codes. Like submarines have that crack open the plastic
Right,
thing
yeah.
and read the yeah.
All right. Let's get the crew on board, and let's get ready to depart.
Oh, additionally, you will receive your replacement crew members at the next available opportunity.
All right.
Great.
Let's definitely get that biological test before anyone else joins.
Yeah. We'll be working on that.
Yeah.
No vacation here. All right. That's fine. I'm always on vacation in my mind.
We've noticed.
Yes. Everyone head back to the ship. I'm going to have a few words with the Commodore.
Sure, I'm gonna go straight to the lab, Cap. See ya.
Aye.
Aye. Sure thing, Skip. Unless you want to come down to engineering, we'll figure out what we need.
Yeah.
I'll meet with you back on the ship.
Yes.
Cool.
You're so excited.
I'm so excited. I'm hoping that this ends with me getting a flamethrower, so...
And Captain, a few words with me when you have a moment as well, please.
Absolutely. Ensign Shazaner, just reserve the next available holodeck space and let me know when it's clear. And Counselor, clear your schedule for the next hour.
Understood.
Only an hour?
Maybe 2.
Consider it cleared.
Hey. Dismissed. Yeah.
So you're left with Captain Raxian and the Commodore.
I'd like a few words with... Wait, no, I'm trying to decide which one I need. Okay, do them first. I gotta just...
Oh,
Okay,
I'm
are
busy
they
clearing
good?
my schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're
Going
all
over.
pretty...
And I'm in the
Damn it.
lab. I mean, you are leading now.
Yeah,
Damn
we're
it.
doing the
That's that
groundwork.
Captain thing.
Yeah.
I'm
You were
literally
the one
just
that's
in the
taking
lab,
mine.
like doing all the
I
stuff
know,
you just
right?
told me to do. I'm
Yeah.
like figuring out
Starting
what's.
to read through the files. that
I'm
have been
reading through all the
translated.
things. I'm
bio.
learning all these things. I'm like, ooh, these fish people are cool too. Oh, with these. Oh God, Mandorians. Okay.
Yeah. And we're adding some, like, I feel like a bioweapons package as well. Get some additional...
I'm always working on a bioweapons package.
We
That's
don't
what I
use
hear.
bioweapons.
Not
Yeah.
bioweapons, but like a biolab
Remember-
slash... And make sure we got some more advanced... Because I feel like we might
You don't
be-
use bioweapons, but I'm always making them.
Remember that our EpiPens were
We can't do that.
our EpiPens were
We can't
holograms.
tell
We need
them
real
we're
ones
doing
now.
it.
Right?
Anyway, but I'm just saying, I think we're going to make sure that, like, we've got a bunch of weapons, but some advanced weapon systems.
Jason. I have no control over mine.
Yeah, I can turn that
Yeah.
off. 7.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we'll talk.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm also like preparing the crew announcement as quickly as possible. Like, okay, like it ends up being like 3 pages. Like, oh no, I got to shorten this. And like, it's just the like look forward to our crew leave at Narendran and blah blah. Like it also had like several bulleted outlines of like places you might like to see on the like. Fuck, they can do don't do that. That's the situation that
You're like full on AAA in it.
yeah, but he's like I think Calum is team dad is basically
Yeah.
like organized. It's a little too straight laced, but
Wants to try and help everybody have the best
Yeah.
time they can.
yeah. Because if they waste time, if they're inefficient,
Like there's little paper clips onto this email that have like, here's a coupon for
yeah.
like your
10% off.
second hour in a hollow suite free.
If they don't handle their vacation efficiently, they won't maximize their fun and increase their morale.
Right.
Oh my God.
God.
That's like
Yeah.
one of my favorite things in the world is being at Disneyland with my family and watching the dads that come with a bunch of kids that bought single day tickets that are super pissed. Like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the kids are like, I'm so tired, Dad. We've been walking for 14 miles. I just want to, can we sit? And the dad's like,
No.
we're getting on every ride. I just spent $4,500 for us to be here this weekend. By God, you're going to...
So
It is
sad, but
seriously
true.
one of my favorite things I've ever seen.
Oh.
Like, I'll just sit there on the bench and giggle.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
I want a word alone with Captain Raxian.
Okay. So the Commodore, she picks up her collection of stuff and heads out.
Roxanne turns around. Why is your shirt off?
Again? Seriously?
This is how we did it. I learned it from watching you, Dad.
It's a Captain Raxian thing.
Yeah. You son of a bitch. I trusted you.
And I trust that you'll be able to get this job done.
You planned this all along.
I saw in you the potential to be a great starship captain.
Really? I thought I was adequate at best.
That was not my wording. But we all start somewhere. And I've seen newly promoted captains that end up with a crew that is so dysfunctional that they have to all be reassigned. You managed to sway an entire crew of the starship to follow you into a new and mysterious assignment in a week. Minus the few people that transferred out. Most of them probably due to family, due to other concerns. But I, again, see that that's a sign that you'll be able to lead the Barbican into the future.
They are dysfunctional.
I mean,
And that's
it's fair.
exactly why we succeed.
And being a little bit unconventional is what we need here in Section 31.
I was serious about my promise.
I wouldn't be working here if I didn't think that it was an important thing to ensure the Federation's ongoing safety.
Then I'm going to trust you.
And I'll trust that you'll get the job done.
Bye, Captain.
Fair weather, as they say.
And I will leave and return to my cleared counseling session. Sorely and desperately needed. I'm just gonna
Yay.
I'll Skype you and we'll record it in a real-time 2-hour counseling session.
Please do.
Episode 7B.
Yeah, right.
Out of curiosity, have
Yeah.
you decided about Caleb's his request?
Aww.
Or are you still mulling that over?
No boyfriend for you.
Mulattoing that over.
Well, let's find out if melodic.
I got you.
It works.
Oh,
It works. Everyone liked it. It was a top-notch joke that everyone appreciated.
Woo! Let's wait until we find out what. Because it's kind of a moot point if Dave decides that Obrasi leaves.
I'm not going to make that decision. I'm not,
Oh, okay.
I'm not
All
going to,
right.
by GM fiat, be like, yeah. Like,
Your relationship is over, man.
Well, that's, yeah, okay.
no.
We want the tasty drama.
Yeah, I
You
know,
like
right?
tasty
Yeah,
drama.
yeah.
Yes, especially
Yeah.
if Joey has to come in when I'm in Cuba.
I know, right? Yeah, yeah. No, we'll keep him. We'll keep him. We'll keep. Yeah. We'll
Okay, so
approve your
you
request.
allow the request to go up. the
I
chain.
allow the request to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now it is up to you.
No. And that'll be fine. Like, if your captain is willing to take responsibility for the situation,
Okay.
nobody at any level of an administration wants more work.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
true.
Okay. fair.
So,
Accurate.
Yeah, who would want to sit around and just debate pages and pages of
About people they
information
don't
deciding
know.
who's going to
Yeah.
stay and who's going to Nobody wants more work.
it's true. It is 100% true. But
He just cut his job down by 10% for the next 2 weeks. Yeah. So-
let's be honest. It'll be 13 days from now when I sit down with a pile of paper and I go, oh yeah, I should have done this already. My bad.
Meeny, meeny, miny,
Oh,
moe.
die.
Yeah. Oh, this one's a rule follower. Out. This one's got science. They need that bad. Okay, he stays. I mean, that's
After your beating, and you talk about that for a minute, you get back to your computer station where you'd been assembling your whole vacation listing, and you get like a priority message from Captain Raxian. And in it is all of the paperwork for a whole ship shore leave
Oh.
that you can decide from a list of known resort places
Oh, shit.
that you'll be able to visit. And you'll get travel time plus 2 days.
Awesome.
Rice.
Okay.
Let's go
Sweet.
to Rice.
And like a whole ship, that
I'm
means
having
like...
some Mai Tais on the beach. What,
That means
what?
you can take the ship with you
Yeah.
to a
And
destination.
everybody can...
And every-
Yeah.
You have to
Skeleton
rotate
crew,
through.
yeah.
That's so much fun.
Yeah. Cool.
Real
And
short.
somebody on the ship doesn't want to go to the beach. They're like, oh, I'd rather stay on the ship just by themselves.
There are for sure people that'd be like, you know what? Everybody gone? I could just chill out and read a book.
goddamn book.
Yeah.
there is absolutely
I have-
an atom on that ship.
Yeah.
I have always wanted to roller skate down these halls.
Right.
I feel like Caleb's the one who would be like, nope, I have to like go on vacation to set a good example, but like be on the beach with a book and socks and sandals.
Oh, God.
Still in full uniform.
It's the uniform shorts.
You switch to the skort.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're all blinded by his legs in the sun.
Oh, yeah.
But it also has a little note that's congratulations. I knew that you all could do it, and I'm glad to have you on board.
All right. I'll just send back a brief thank you, and he was my captain as well, right? Because I was the science
Yeah.
chief this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were
So-
there from the very beginning. I don't
Yep.
know what you're talking
Yep,
about.
obviously. So yeah, it was an honor serving with you, and thank you. Yeah.
Cool. So I think that's actually a good place to stop.
Alright.
Damn, I wonder
Unless somebody
what
has
my
something
assignment
very
was.
specific they want to do.
Oh, no, I mean,
know
I'm
what my
already just
assignment
having
was.
Mai Tais.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Oh, if
yeah.
you wanted to, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So just a couple of things that Malada's going to do, like on the journey to the vacation, whatever. Obviously, the next hour is spent in counseling. Yeah, it takes 2 hours of counseling.
Trist cleared 3 just in case.
And also for your decompression time.
Yes. Yeah.
I
No?
don't require that.
Oh,
He
all right.
means it literally, like decompressing data.
Oh God.
Because he
Buffer
literally
overflow
just dumps
detected.
so much on you that you're like, oh!
Yeah. But also, I think, and we can flash back to it at some point if we ever need to, or bring it back up. But I think he seriously brings up the issue of the deception and like, because he knows you'll be completely blunt and honest about it, is basically going to be like, why, what do you know, like, tell me everything, kind of thing. So yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Um,
And then Trist starts singing.
My bad.
there are drinks in the Starlight Lounge with Roar,
Oh, yes.
for sure.
So many drinks.
So many drinks. Actually, no, captain's quarters, because I can't let the crew watch me get wasted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely drunk.
Yes.
Morg is definitely not going to the beach and staying on the ship and curled up with many bottles in
Yes.
engineering for the entire break.
You just get a blanket and spread it out, and then just fill the blanket with bottles and lay down amongst them.
It's like the scene from American Beauty, but it's bottles.
Yeah.
I have a number of activities planned, like blocks of like this opera. We have all these seats and this,
Wow.
this ballet,
Oh
and this
my gosh.
like nobody's signing up for it. But, like,
Oh.
let me know if you would like to attend this thing. And like I'm just going, it's just me and a brazy.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Oh well.
So my special assignment for Shazaner is we meet in the holodeck, and I call up
Fuck.
I call up a command level training program,
Oh,
and I'm like, we're running simulations.
I feel like it's too soon. Fine.
We are no longer going to be adequate and inexperienced.
Yay.
Boop.
Yay.
And we start pew-pewing our way through command.
I believe that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Rock on.
I do get one beach day.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's just on the drive over
Oh, yeah.
there.
Travel
Like,
time there. Yeah.
yeah.
Of course.
We're just gonna like have like an hour a day of like we're learning advanced command
Cool.
training stuff.
Oh, and for what it's worth, Trish signed up for everything.
Okay.
I didn't
I have
sign
to
up for
take
any
all
of
of
that.
that in. I have to understand all of this culture.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Anyone else signing up for any of?
Nope.
What are the activities again? Sorry, no.
Just a wine tasting.
Yeah, that sounds great.
You don't understand
one-
what the spit bucket's for.
Oh, Trish is just going to.
You're just horrified that people are doing that.
Yeah. What a waste! What a waste!
Stop! You're
Put it in
killing
your
me.
body.
You're taking the wine glasses from other people. Like, no, you're doing it wrong.
Yes.
Mulata shows up to all the artsy things.
Okay.
Well, we'll have a discussion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do we
might.
want to start the next game with vacation time?
Oh,
I want to know what
that
the
could
next
be a
game
lot of fun.
is.
Do we want to do like a quick wrap-up version in that, or like spend the whole episode doing beach day?
I
Can we
mean,
think about it?
Of course,
yeah.
we have plenty of time.
because to be honest, like you take shore leave in a Star Trek, and
That's where
shit gets
shit goes
fucked over.
horrible.
Yeah.
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 It always goes real
That's
wrong.
good.
Always.
I like the
Real,
sound
real
of that.
wrong.
Somebody's gonna try to be blowing up the pleasure planet, or like
Someone's
you
going
know,
to bring home a game,
There's a
Yeah.
an
specific,
infection.
right? Yeah.
there's a
Somebody,
specific crew
Something.
member that picked up an STD on Rice
that's
at once.
true.
That's
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Really?
Sorry.
There
Yes.
might be a white rabbit that appears,
You don't
or
know.
yeah, or
Shore leave always goes wrong.
yeah,
Yes.
or a pet is gonna like fall in a flower bed, and they're gonna try and execute her.
Exactly. Yep.
Accurate.
Yep.
It's so true.
That's
Literally
actually a literal
everything,
episode. Of Star Trek.
everything
Yes.
Adam just mentioned is an actual
Those
plot.
actual-
I just
Right.
gave you
Right.
4
Yeah.
short
episodes.
That's what always happens. That's why I was like, we need beach day, because
Yeah.
that's when stuff always
Yeah.
gets interesting.
I thought you
Because it's
were
never good.
Being
No, I just
No.
literally
It's
gave you
never
the plot
good.
of
Yeah.
a Deep Space Nine shore leave episode,
Of course it's
and an original series shore leave episode, and 2 Next Generation shore leave episodes.
Yeah, shit always goes bad when you go on vacation.
Who fell in a flower bed?
well, let's do
Wesley.
that.
Of course he is. Of
else?
course it's Wesley.
Crusher stepped on a flower, and then they had to like negotiate so he wouldn't be executed.
Yeah.
Were they like holy flowers or something?
No, they're
No.
just
They just it was
They
a
just take it
zero
very,
tolerance
really
policy
seriously.
on every law.
Yep.
yeah.
Wow.
All,
I
law-
have heard
all
of this
laws were
episode.
death
It's like,
sentence or
oh, don't walk on the grass. You walk on the grass?
Yeah.
They're out.
Okay.
Also, they
Yeah.
all wore mankinis.
Yes.
Again, I am not exaggerating or lying to you.
It's a good
I'm
episode.
telling you a literal Next Generation episode.
Feels like I would remember that because that's the one series that I watched pretty much all of. And for some reason, I have no memory of this. I wonder
What is
Might
this
have-
place?
Yeah.
I spent
right.
the whole episode wishing Wesley was like going to have to dress in the traditional wear of the planet in order to stand trial.
Oh my god, that would have been amazing.
Oh my god,
Ugh.
he was so cute.
So cute, I know.
Oh my god. Sorry. I'm sorry.
You know, if you and Abrasi get married, you have to be naked.
Yeah.
What?
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
Betazoid
Yeah,
wedding
Betazoid,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
Betazoids marry naked.
That's not the worst idea.
With the whole crowd, too.
I
Yeah.
feel like you're making it
Everybody.
up, but I know you're not.
Nope. Not even a little bit. All right. Thank you for joining us for episode 7.
Yep.
7 of Second Star. where episode 8 might be all the fun and games to find on Risa, or perhaps it's diving straight into the literal ocean world.
Diving.
Yeah. And see where things head. But tune in 2 weeks
Okay.
to find out, which 2 weeks from now is actual Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Oh,
Are we
yeah.
playing? No.
I will
yeah,
be
it's
back
probably-
in town on Christmas Eve, so
I can. No.
We'll
I think
discuss it
Yeah.
amongst the crew. Maybe that's why it's a good time to do the beach vacation episode. Or maybe we'll just, whoever's around, we might end up playing something weird as a one shot. But we'll find out when we get a little closer and find out
We
everybody's
can do the
schedule.
weird stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Weird stuff.
I have a sweater vest. So,
Also, till the end of the year, we are still fundraising for Rainbow Railroad. happyjacks.org/rainbow. Please go and help us raise money for Rainbow Railroad, which helps LGBTQIA plus folks around the world get away from places where they're being tortured and killed and persecuted. So, could really use your help. We are way over our goal, and we would love to get even farther than that. So, please, thank you.
it's exciting to have something nice to talk about like that.
I know,
Right?
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
really
kind of want to keep doing not specifically Rainbow Railroad, but like
But-
I would love to keep being able to
Do
do
more,
charitable
yeah,
things.
more fundraisers.
Well, that's
yeah.
why.
Yeah.
That's what those are for.
Right? Yeah.
Cool. So, thanks again. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Bye. That's the one.